All right, team. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you guys have a good weekend. We are back today. What's the RKA doing? I know we had a lot of people talking about that one last week. It's up some, so I mean, maybe it'll run. Gapped up a little bit. Looks like after hours yesterday, huh? Or Friday. Uh, so we're gonna do a poll like we always do here. Oh yeah, look, I got. I'll show you guys a little bit later. I'll show you guys a few times, but I got my play button. Check it out. Oh, check this thing out, man. Let's see. So they sent it to me. Let me see. So I got my play button. You know, I got my check mark. I'm a man of note now. You know. Pretty cool. Before I knock that thing over. All right. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I got it up. It's an award, you know. What's up, Beach Bum? How you doing, man? What's up, Reagan? Yeah, that's right, man. You know, it's an award. You know, I won it. It's not a lamp. It's an award. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, thank you guys. Market is at 404s, man. Bounced all the way back here. Hey, listen. The next level's a mil, Martin. We're going for that million, man. So we're pretty flat at all our swing trades here. So we got out of almost all of our swing trades, which I think was the right move. So we're pretty flat in everything. We don't really hold. We're not really holding anything right now. We got AMC. We're holding one share of HKD and one share of MSGM. So we're not really in anything else. What's up, Kelly? What's up, B? Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, if you don't know where the reference is, I'm referencing. Have you ever seen the movie A Christmas Story? He opens up the lamp, and everybody's like, "What is it?" And he's like, "It's an award. I won it." That's the joke I'm referencing there from A Christmas Story. It's an award, he says, on the movie. So. Yeah, maybe I should have held forward a little bit. It did end up bouncing back pretty big. But I mean, like I said, I bought the Ford dip. I bought the Google dip. It just works really well. Again, people can doubt my swing trade strategy, and I don't really want anybody to copy me. I have no idea if it'll continue ever working, but my swing trading strategy has been very on point with me. Like, it's been just profitable for me, you know. Very high accuracy is what it is. Like, it's had a very high accuracy rate. All right, guys. So you know, like, You know what I don't understand? Like, I don't understand jumping from penny stock to penny stock and, like, you know? I'm trying to look to see what else we got. So El Salvador's tourism increased by 95%. It's in making Bitcoin legal tender. Where's Bitcoin at right now? I know I saw Bitcoin. It's at like 23 and a half the last time I looked at it. Or 22 and a half. Not 23 and a half. So yeah, it's still about 22 and a half. Hasn't really done much. Tesla's still under 200, which is surprising, you know, considering, or I guess it's not super surprising. Tesla was at 190s at the end of last week here. What's up, C? PayPal. Yeah, I'm just skeptical of PayPal because I think there's risks from PayPal, specifically from crypto making PayPal obsolete. You know, like I think to a certain extent, crypto makes PayPal unnecessary. We're gonna do a poll like we always do here. Like I think to a certain extent, crypto makes PayPal. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still in AMC right now. We'll hold it, but does the market does the market close over 405 today? Does the SPY close over 405 today? Yes or no? Does the SPY close over 405 today? We got that poll going live. Vote on that poll if you haven't already. Yeah, even if they take crypto, I guess my point is is this, okay? So Bitcoin has gotten so efficient, and some tether coins have become so efficient that they're actually cheaper than PayPal. You know, like for instance, I can send tether coin, as much tether coin as I want for like $3. Okay, so I can send 5,000 tether coin for $3. I try to send $5,000 on PayPal, it's charging me hundreds. You know, and so that's in that regard. I think I don't know. I'm not saying I think PayPal's going to be fine. I think PayPal's big enough to where it's still going to be okay, but I think it's vulnerable as well. You know. Hmm. And this is a big week here. We don't really have any economic data today, though. So we have no economic data today. Nothing really relevant. What's up, Kieran? What's up, Lynn? So Adam Aaron and his AMC traders had like a meetup apparently at one of the, I can't remember what it was. They went to, it was one of the theater meetups. All right, guys. So yeah, Tesla at 198 here. Looking at the poll we just did. What's up, Ricky? John, have you ever invested into a play that totally surprised you? What do you mean by that? So Powell's not speaking today, AJ. Powell's speaking tomorrow, not today. I'm pretty sure it's not today. So Powell. Yeah, so March 8th. So it says Powell's actually going to be Wednesday. So yeah, so Powell has a chance of raising basis points by 70 or by 25 basis points. The chances of that are about 72%, they say. Yeah, so non-farm payroll data dropping Friday this week. Wednesday we got non-farm, like the smaller version of that Wednesday. Let me check the Fed calendar. All right, so yeah, so today we don't really have any Powell speech. Jerome Powell is going to be testifying at the semi-annual monetary policy report to Congress before the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That testimony is going to go all the way up until Thursday. So he's going to testify tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday the 8th, and Thursday the 9th. No, I'm sorry. He's not going to do it on Thursday. So Michael Barr is going to talk about crypto at the Peterson Institute for International Economics in Washington on Thursday. So yeah, so Powell is only going to speak tomorrow and Wednesday. And I'm looking at this now. I'm at the website. We're going to stream it all live right here. So you won't have to, dig to find it. You'll be able to basically watch it all live here. I think. So I know he's going to speak at 8. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to speak at 8. I'm looking here. Maybe it's just that I'm searching for it now. So I know he's supposed to speak at 8. It looks like he's for sure going to be here Wednesday at 10. All right, and we're going to stream that live. Okay, so that's number one for sure thing. Again, it's called Hearing Entitled the Fed Reserve Semi-Annual Monetary Policy Report. But I don't see Powell speaking tomorrow. It says tomorrow, but I'm not sure. Tesla's at 197. Tesla's basically break even in pre-market today, so it's flat. rebound. It's basically rebounding completely back up to where it was prior to, you know, the investor day drop that we got. You know, because we dropped from investor day, and it's basically all the way back up there now. You know. Let's see this Powell speak Tuesday, March 7th. So the calendar says he does, but so the calendar says he does, and it says he's going to speak at the semi-annual monetary policy report to Congress, March 7th. Google this. According to Senate.gov, okay, so yeah, so the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs will meet in open session hybrid format to conduct a hearing on the semi-annual monetary policy report to the Congress. The witness will be the Honorable Jerome H. Powell, Chair, Board of Governors of the Fed Reserve System. And it does say it's on Tuesday at 10. The problem is that yeah, I'm checking this. Yeah, so we're looking at this, but it says it's supposed to be tomorrow. Maybe the chat will know a little bit more. Yeah, we'll see if we get a good day today. Our market's going to be flat until the Powell speech. I really don't know. I really don't know. You know. Yeah, what's up, Rafael? Yeah, man, I had a good week too, brother. Like, I've gotten into trades where I've been wildly wrong on. Somebody said, have you ever gotten into a trade and had it completely surprise you? Yeah, I've gotten into a trade that I've been wildly wrong on for sure. Like, without question, I've gotten into trades that I've just been wrong on. Again, one of the benefits though is that like I'm able to hold it long term. So I'm able to hold it long term, you know, as long as I really need to be honest. Man, these are some characters out here taking pictures with Adam Aaron. But yeah, I'm looking at this here. I'm trying to figure out, like, the schedule says he's supposed to speak tomorrow at 10. Let me see Bloomberg. Bloomberg is usually pretty good at it too. I'm pretty sure Bloomberg is going to say, yes, they do speak at 10. But yeah, it says he testifies. So we'll just plan to cover it, you know. But and again, if you want to know more about the speech for Powell is titled "The Semi-Annual Monetary Policy Report to Congress." But they also said it was on Thursday, March. They also said it was Thursday, March. They said this one was on Thursday, March 3rd, and it doesn't look like that was right either. All right, so yeah, if we want to watch this, let's check the 7th here. Okay, yeah, it says it's going to start tomorrow. And so yeah, so it says the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs will meet in open session hybrid format to conduct a hearing on the semi-annual monetary policy report to the Congress. The witness will be the Honorable Jerome Powell, Chair Board of Governors, Fed Reserve. Yeah, so he says he's going to speak here. I'm going to save this link just so we have it. But I'm on the site. I'm going to put this up just so I have it tomorrow. But yeah, they say he's going to speak. Hey, what's up, Pawn? Hey, what's up, Dan? Hey, have fun, Beach Bum. Tesla actually had a limited recall on Model Y, not a software update. Huh. I don't know if the markets are going to be flat until his speech. I'm not sure. Yeah, a lot of people talking about TRKA. And you can see TRKA right here. It's up to 60 cents. And it's cool and all. I just don't trust it, man. Too many times do people get all wrapped up in these things and then it just dumps. And maybe it runs. But again, like a penny stock gapping up, freaking 20% is not like super exciting to me. Now, maybe it runs. But I don't know. Looking at the daily chart here. It's been on a little run, though, just to give it some positive things. It's been on a run since December. It's been essentially moving up. TRKA, yeah, a lot of people talking about TRKA. Again, we'll see if it continues. I hope it does, man. I'm not necessarily against it. All right, guys, again, TRKA at 51 cents. SPY is right around that previous closing price, like right at that previous closing price level. Like right there. Tesla's just under $200. We're watching that. SPY right here on the left. Looking at our poll numbers, we did do a poll today. 54% think the SPY closed over 405. So 405 is right here. So it's not quite the high of pre-market, but it's close to it. Yeah, so we saw that. I see it scheduled, but the only worry I have here is like I see that it says Powell speaks on Tuesday at 10. The problem I have is that it also said he spoke Thursday, which he didn't, And so it's like, yeah, Powell speaks, but then whenever you look to see when he was supposed to speak, it says he was supposed to speak Thursday and he didn't, And so it's kind of like, well, does he really speak, or is it just saying that, I don't know. TRKA rip it up nicely, though. Anything else we should watch today that I'm missing? Anything else we should watch? Yeah, tomorrow it gets interesting. If he actually speaks tomorrow, which again, I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll let you guys know a little bit later, but I'm not 100% sure yet if he actually speaks tomorrow. Again, y'all subscribe if you haven't already. I did get my play button. ARDX. Yeah, nice daily chart for this one too. Like, I know I've been a big one against selling or buying and investing in penny stocks, but my question is, when you have a penny stock that's been on like an obvious uptrend over the last couple months, like this has got to be like the only penny stock that has a favorable daily chart that I've ever seen, and so part of me is like, hey, well, this thing is up really big percentages. Part of me is like, is this consistent? Like, do you have any other? Here's a. Can y'all name some penny stocks that actually have positive daily charts? That actually have green daily charts on the last year. Do y'all have any penny stocks that actually have green daily charts? And I'm talking about actually penny stocks, not like mid caps that got bumped under $10, but like actual pennies. Do y'all have any? Let me know if you do. Hmm. Anything else? Any can't name one penny stock green on year. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the problem. Is that it's like people could say, "Oh yeah, look at this guy's," but it's like when there's none on the year. Like I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trying to hate. I'm genuine question. Like I'm curious because like I wouldn't mind sticking some money in one if I could find one that's actually trending well. Here, let's ask to my Twitter page. Genuine question here. Let me go to my profile. I'm gonna pin. All right, so yeah, penny stocks that are actually green on the year. This might be a harder thing than people realize. Uh, actually, green over the last 12 months is the better way to put it. I'm gonna just say no any penny stocks. Again, follow me on Twitter and answer that. I see ARDX, which is such a rarity that I'm like amazed by a penny stock that's actually green on the year. ARDX actually is green. If you look at the daily chart kind of looks good. I'm not telling you to buy it. It might just be terrible, and that's honestly probably a higher probability. But I'm not hating on it. I guess that's my point. No, I'm not ignoring anybody. Anonymous. Anonymous isn't like like a controversial name. You're good, bro. I'm not ignoring anybody, man. Yeah, again, give me a follow on Twitter and participate in my question. I asked a question. I said, somebody please list them down here. And again, if you know any penny stocks that are actually green on the year, list it. There's the Twitter page if you want to follow me on Twitter and vote on that. Or not vote on that if you want to participate in that list of green penny stocks. What's up, Anonymous? What stock? Kala? We're talking about Kala. Yeah, Kala's been on a pump, though. Very volatile kind of stock, but Friday, it ripped up pretty big percentages. I mean, this thing's up like 100% relative to where it opened up the day Friday at. So that's interesting too. What's the symbol? Yeah, what's the symbol? I guess. Lays. Let's take a look. Again, as a little semi-warning here, don't ever list a penny stock if you don't want me to like poop on it. Not poop on it, that's the wrong word. If you don't want me to like talk smack about the penny stock, don't list it because I'm likely to talk smack about it. But this one doesn't look bad. The liquidity is just what gets you here. But I mean, it's green on the year. So, I mean, it is green on the year. I'll give it that. You know, and again, this in and of itself is incredibly rare. Having a penny stock that's actually green on the year, again, it's just super rare, man. You just don't see it that much, to be honest. Donde está la biblioteca? Sorry, my Spanish is terrible. My library's right there, bro. It's right there. My library, it's right there. You just can't see it right now, but it's there. There we go. You do future stocks? If yes, what exchange? I'm a crypto trader and futures on stocks are so different. Thanks for a great show. Well, there's no future stocks, to put it into perspective, Oliver. So like there's no such thing as stock futures. There's stock index futures. So right, there's four major styles of trading. There is futures trading, index future trading, or maybe there is stock futures. I don't know. I have to check. The easiest way to put it is what expires on quad witching day. So you got indexes, stocks, index futures, and then I want to say, or no. So it's stock options, index options, index futures, and then would it be stock futures as well? Let me see. Yeah, stock index future, single stock options, options on stock index futures, and stock index options. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's no stock futures. There's single stock options. There's single stock options and stock index options, and then there's stock index futures and options on stock index futures. So point is, anyways, this is all very confusing for a new trader, I'm sure. Yeah, so the easiest way to put it is like we day trade here is the S&P 500 in futures, right? So futures were originally futures originated from farming mostly, right? So farmers, what would happen back in the day is like they would grow their crops, and but by the time it came time to yield those crops, the prices of the crops had changed so much to where it wasn't a profitable business. It was incredibly volatile and fluctuated so much that it was a very difficult business for farmers. And so what the farmers would ultimately do after that is that they would create these trading instruments called futures, where they could lock in a set price for their crops, right? A future price. The reason they're called futures is because you could lock in a future price of your crops, right? So you'd lock in a future price, and then that way you know what price you're going to get for your crops when it comes time to sell them, right? When it comes time to sell your crops, say you're selling corn, you know exactly how much you're going to sell it for, and you know you know what your margins are going to be before you even yield your crops, if that makes sense. And they called it futures because you're betting on the future price of a commodity or of some sort, corn or cattle prices, or you know whatever, coffee. You know, it's a future price of a commodity. That's why they called it futures, is because again you're betting on the future price of a commodity. That's why they call it futures. Anyways, now with that understanding out the way, basically what futures are is you're day trading. Now they've built it to where you can essentially trade the futures contract of the S&P 500, right? That's what I trade. It's called the E-mini. It's the symbol of it is /ES right here. So it's /ES. So here's the S&P 500. Here's the SPY. And you'll notice it's the exact same thing. Like the SPY right here and the E-mini are the exact same thing. Like we scroll this up and we scroll this like this, it looks exactly the same. You know, big breakdown, bounce, big breakdown, bounce, big breakdown. So it's literally the exact same thing. But I can day trade this right side here with no PDT rule. Like that's the benefit of the edge. Oh, this is a 1 minute chart. Here's a little bit clearer chart. Yeah, look, there we go. Big bounce, pullback, big bounce, pullback, same thing. Let's see if Tesla ends up breaking over 200 today. It's close to it now. He said, so you trade a stock that itself is a long. So I trade a futures contract of the S&P 500 is what I trade. So you can't day trade. You can't day trade stocks unless you have 25K, which I actually do. You guys see me day trade. You know, I've got more than that in my account. So I can day trade stocks directly if I want to. You know, like I can buy the SPY right here, which is a stock. I can buy, 25 shares of this thing. And honestly, I might short this real quick right here, but I can't actually short for another 6 minutes. But point is, I can make this trade if I want to. But yeah. So basically, futures are most like you can trade futures any way you want. Most of the time, people day trade futures. Like, so most of the futures is kind of a day trading niche where you can day trade the S&P 500. So you can day trade the ETF of the 500 largest stocks in the world with no PDT restrictions. So that's essentially what you can do in futures, is you can day trade it without PDT restriction. And again, if you want to check out Top Step's a sponsor of mine. It's kind of like a test in futures. So it's something that I think before you actually trade futures, it's going to be much more beneficial to try out one of these funded account programs, right? Most people are going to lose these challenges, but that's the point, is that it's cheaper to lose the challenge than it is to put up the money yourself and lose that, right? Paper trading is also a good option. But yeah, it's one of those things where you can test yourself with pressure, but not risk thousands of dollars, and that's why it's incredibly beneficial. But yeah, they're a sponsor of mine as well, so I'm biased in their favor, of course. See, nobody has listed any stocks that are actually green in my penny stock question on Twitter. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, look, I know a lot of people have been telling everybody the market's going to crash. And so then when the market doesn't crash, they might get kind of emotional about it. In the end, nobody knows what the market's going to do. And the more you try, the more you think you do, the less you actually do, and so it's one of those things like, again, the market might crash. We'll see if it does. But it's not crashing right now. I think it's the easiest way to put it. Market might crash. It ain't crashing right now. SPY at 404s, essentially. And most of the people that are really emotional about it are just people holding put options who are just down big, Hey, good luck, Snow. Tesla is trying. Tesla's pretty break even today. It's not ripping up right now. It's pretty break even. It ripped up yesterday or Friday, but not right now. Yeah, all good, Oliver. All right, guys. So yeah, Tesla right at the previous closing price here, and I'm going to put Bitcoin up. Bitcoin is a really interesting. Bitcoin is really interesting. What is that? 22.42. Yeah, maybe we get a correction. Again, I told people this, and I'm going to post a short pretty soon. I told people exactly what was going to happen here, and exactly what we said would happen happened, to be honest. Literally down to the T. We said we might dip under 400 for a little bit, eventually rebound back and break 400 after pulling back from 410s. And again, that's basically what happened. So that's basically what we got here. And again, I'm not saying we're going to continue that. So you can trade, Mark. It's prior to 7. So at 7 a.m. is when they open up trading, right? Which is about to hit. So 7 a.m. is about to hit right now. And again, we might short a little bit if we can. Yeah, I know it's anonymous. I understand that his name is anonymous backwards, but I'm just going to call it Snow. Yeah, so look, we're still waiting. Again, at 7 a.m. you can trade. So watch, 7 a.m. is about to hit, and we're going to trade. Yeah, so watch. So you got to just switch it to EXT order. I'm not telling you to trade. I don't really know what's going to happen here. But really, you got to switch it to EXT. And then, look, I could short. Just took 25 shares short of the SPY. I think we're just a little bit extended, so I don't mind taking a short-term trade. Pun intended, I guess, there. Let's see if we get a breakdown here. Green, slightly green here, slightly green. Powell speaking tomorrow. Yeah, they say it's tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's, again, we're slightly green on this trade. We're shorting the SPY. They say it's tomorrow, but I've heard varying sources. So I'm not sure if he actually does speak tomorrow. We'll see. I've heard varying sources. So I have heard varying sources. But he's supposed to speak tomorrow. He's supposed to speak Friday. Or he's supposed to speak tomorrow and Thursday for sure. Again, I'm not sure exactly. but I know it's scheduled for tomorrow. And again, if he does stream tomorrow, we're going to live stream the whole thing live like we always do. So be ready for that, guys. We're going to live stream the whole thing live. So be ready, team. And again, we'll see how that goes. All right, market has popped up a little bit. So we're not going to hold this forever. We're just kind of baby shorting it with 25 shares. And if it goes against us, we'll cut it. No stress. Again, Tesla back over the previous close. So Tesla back over the previous closing price. And again, we'll see if it holds. Yeah, you can short on Top Step. You can go long too. You know, it's not like, again, it's mostly day trading. So you can short, you can go long on basically whatever contract you want there, I think. All right, so market's kind of choppy right now. So it's kind of going back and forth. Spikes are options exercise. Yeah, sometimes they're just random orders getting filled, mostly. You know. Microsoft might influences. Yeah, I know AI has kind of gotten some volatility, which is interesting as well. Let's take a look at Microsoft here. There's the SPY. We're still in short. Again, we will cover this very fast if it starts to go against this. Tesla rejected twice at 215. I think it wants to go higher than 215. Maybe it's at 198 now. And again, we're not going to hold this super long. If it breaks over like 404, we'll probably cut it. I just want to give it some time. What's up, Jimmy? I'm talking that it shows the spike for last Friday. Okay, gotcha. Tesla 220 plus today. Man, I don't know if it's gonna hit that. It's not. It's at 198 now. So again, I don't know if it's gonna hit that or not. It might. Tesla should go higher than 215. Yeah, it might eventually, but today is probably that's a Tesla. I know it's a big percentage move, but that's still a lot to ask from Tesla, to be honest here. You know, so like maybe, but it's still a lot to ask for it. Bitcoin's still up there again. Tesla 198. SPY moving it. We'll probably cut this. I'm trying to be as patient as I can with it, but we're not going to hold this forever. You know. Powell week. Yeah, so Powell's supposed to speak tomorrow and Wednesday, and then we actually have economic data dropping after that. So it's actually a pretty busy week. So you think the car market is going to rally again? What's your logic behind that, Shadow? Again, I think the car market's already in a bubble on the upside. You know, so I think the car market's already in a bubble of some sort. You know, and so in that regard, yeah, I think it's just vulnerable. You know. Or do you mean yeah, I don't know if again, I don't know if Tesla's strength is going to be good for the broader car market regardless though, you know what I mean? I think that's the way you have to look at it. So we got out of Ford last week. So yeah, we cut Ford last week. And we had a very profitable trade, very green trade. Very happy with that. Apple's flying up too. Yeah, Ford is up there. Again, we're in Ford right now. We tapped 404. We're in SPY right now. I don't know what we want to do on the rest. Here's Ford. Yeah, Ford had a great week. Again, we made a bunch of money from it. Apple, there's people talking here. Apple is ripping up over 153s here. Again, we talked about Apple too. Microsoft is up there as well. EVs are disrupting. Yeah, I don't know Kwin. I've never heard of that, man. Never heard of that brand. All right, so we did get a little bit of a rejection here. All right, so yeah, Apple up there. Tesla rejected, or what is this? Not the SPY rejected a little bit. Again, we'll see if it continues here. Google trying. Hey, what's up, Chris? Yeah, I mean, you guys got to know me. Like, my niche is blue chips. Like, I'm a little bit more biased towards blue chips. Anything else moving today? Again, Microsoft up to 255s, man. Looks good. Again, we talked about this one a couple days ago. We bought, again, to put this into perspective, man, my swing trades, again, have been very profitable. We got out of Ford last week. Bought Ford at like the low 12s. It hit 13. So we bought it, low 12s, hit 13s. We got out of Google last week. We had this one at like 90. We hit 94s last week. You know, got up to 94, over 94s. We had Microsoft for a little bit, up to 255s. So we had some other swing trades too, but now we're mostly flat here. So we're mostly flat on our swings. What is BBIO? You guys got to know me. I don't really trade penny stocks. Yeah, BBIO is up. It looks catalyst driven. It might be earnings related. If they had earnings today, I'm not sure. I don't know this stock that well. Let me look up the news that we got going on. So Altria confirms acquisition of Enjoy Holdings for about $2.7 billion. Looking up some other news. Bear with me here, team. Hold on. BBIO. We have Bridge Bio. Positive phase 2 trial results for Bridge Bio is what this is. So positive trial results there. Non-lithium batteries. All right, so we did get a dip back down here. So you can kind of see we're break even on the SPY trade now. We're short, but it's a small trade. Tesla beats. Maybe. Virus. We'll see, man. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we did get the plaque. We did get our plaque back there. You see it? It's back there. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll show you guys in a little bit, but yeah, we got a plaque. I'm a man of note now. You know, I'm like the Dos Equis guy. So yeah, Microsoft dip worked really well. Again, I'm pretty flat on my swing trades though. So I'm pretty flat. Like I'm not really holding anything right now. I'm holding AMC, 1 share of HKD, and 1 share of MSGM. Just in case, but part of me wants to cut those too, just because they're weighing down my portfolio every day. But we did liquidate our swing trades last week, and I think it was for good reason. I mean, we're up so much in a lot of the stocks that we traded that, you know, I think it was time. But who knows what's going to happen now? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they keep going up. I probably should have held at least a little bit of those positions. But, you know, it's all good either way. Market's bouncing up a little bit again. I'd like to see a breakdown potentially happen here. Yeah, it is a little bit dark in the room. All right, SPY is breaking down here. You can kind of see we're pretty flat now. All right, Apple pulling back to kind of a dip buy zone here. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but yeah, I don't know anything about BBIO. Again, I asked people on Twitter, and if you guys know any of these, let me know. This one's actually one of them. BBIO, I guess it could be considered a penny stock. But I asked people this morning on Twitter, I said, hey, list some penny stocks that are actually green on the year, you know? And again, haven't gotten any answers yet. And so, again, if you guys want to vote on that, or if you guys want to answer that question on Twitter, I'm interested. Y'all know any penny stocks that are actually green on the year? Let me know. I'm curious. Yeah, what's up, Shepard? All right, SPY's trade starting to break down. Like I said, we're pretty flat here. We got 25 shares. I just want to see if it breaks down a little bit more. I probably should have done it in futures, but I just want to see if it breaks down a little bit more there. Green on the year. So that's what I'm looking for, Chris, is green on the year. Like in the last, not this year, but in the last 12 months is how I titled it. Like, name a penny stock that's actually green over the last 12 months. You know, but the whole point is to make people realize, like, look, you can trade penny stocks. Like, you can trade them. Investing in them is incredibly risky because, again, it's been a harder thing. Like, genuine question. Name a penny stock that's actually green over the last 12 months. You know, that's the question, and nobody has been able to really answer any of them. The only other one, like, I will say, there is somebody, ARDX. I know ARDX is one. Okay, so this is the only one that I'm able to really know. ARDX is green on the year. It's nicely green too. It's up big. But again, is there other ones? I don't know. If you find some, just answer it on Twitter, you know. Is there any stocks that green past year? Yeah, of course there are, bro. Listen, there are a lot of stocks that are green on the last year. Like more than you probably realize, to be honest. Like, there's a ton of stocks that are actually green on the year. Let me see. Apple. I'm tempted to buy Apple. You know, I really am tempted to buy Apple. Um, Now, I will say, like, a majority of blue chips are still probably down on the year, but like, it's going to be a lot easier to find blue chips that are green. CEI, no, CEI is not actually green on the year. It just did a reverse split, and it's terrible. It's at 178. So it was at the beginning of the year, it's at 99. Yeah, CAT is one. There's a lot of construction stocks that are actually green on the year, believe it or not. Walmart's pretty much green. It's close to it. Berkshire. Wire. Yeah, Wire. It's gonna be a lot easier to find stocks. Penny stocks are the hard one, to be honest. And again, the only one I can find is ARDX. That's the only penny stock that's green on the year. Yeah, I know. There's going to be multiple Jerome Powell meetings. One starts tomorrow. The next one starts Wednesday. 10 a.m. is when they start. So, yeah, we're ready for them. We'll be streaming the whole thing live like we always do. We're still in this short little trade on the SPY here. Again, I don't know what to do, but yeah, Pepsi's green. Coca-Cola is not actually green on the year though. It's close, but it's not actually green. Pepsi's green. Well, Zeta is not quite green yet. It's green over the last 6 months for sure, but the last year it's still technically red. At least it's somewhere. Yeah, it's still slightly red. It opened the year up at 1160s. So it's at 11 right now. So it's not quite there yet. It's close though. Again, still waiting here. Again, we're shorting this. I'll probably cut this now that it popped up here. I just don't feel like getting stuck. Oh, no, I just doubled my size. Oops. There we go. Sorry. A little $7 trade will be okay. Yeah, it really could. Take some serious looking. Are we going to trade initial jobless claims? So jobless claims comes out Thursday. So it's not going to be out today. So jobless claims are Thursday. So jobless claims numbers are every Thursday is when they come out. Yeah, AXON. There's a lot of stocks that are green on the year, guys. I'm not asking about green stocks, though. I'm asking about penny stocks that are green. That's the tough one to find. You get the whole point I'm asking people for this is so people realize that investing money in penny stocks is a sucker's bet. Like it's so difficult to find one penny stock that's actually green on the year. So sticking your money into some of these stocks, like long term, is the worst thing you can ever do, in my opinion. It's the worst idea you could ever have. Yeah, for sure. But again, we'll see what happens. All right, guys. Apple pull it back. I'm kind of tempted to buy this little dip on Apple here. It doesn't look bad. Yeah, huge Friday. Big green action Friday, man. We pushed up big. You know, look at this. So we pushed up big from 400s to basically 405s, 404s. The excitement starts this week. I'm pretty sure, like, according to most major news outlets, Jerome Powell is supposed to speak tomorrow. But I'm not 100% sure. It says it online. All right. Okay. So yeah, this is basically what's going down. So Powell is going to be speaking 2 times this week. Uh, Tomorrow on the 7th, he's going to be speaking in front of the Senate. Wednesday on the 8th, he's going to be speaking in front of the House. Uh, so again, tomorrow at 10, he speaks in front of the Senate, and then Wednesday he speaks in front of the House. So that's what it is. Um, so yeah, that's essentially what's going down. So yeah. All right, so yeah, he's gonna be talking about inflation. He's still gonna be talking about it'll be relevant to the market, right? So it should be. Uh, so yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, so 10 a.m. tomorrow, 10 a.m. Wednesday for sure. Yeah, so Friday is jobless and non-farm payroll. So wait, jobless claims are Friday? That's different. Usually they're Thursday. So what's Thursday? Usually something's happening Thursday. I think Thursday we've got Jerome Powell speaking. Or no, Wednesday. Wednesday we have Jerome Powell speaking. So Thursday and Friday. Let's look at this to see if there's any difference. Okay, so no, Thursday jobless claims numbers. So Thursday are jobless claims numbers. All right, so Thursday jobless claims. Thursday we also have challenger job cuts. And that's basically it. We don't really have any other big data coming out. So Thursday, we got challenger job cuts, jobless claims. We got Fed Vice Chairman for Supervision Barr is speaking Thursday as well. And then Friday, we got, let's see. Friday, we have non-farm payrolls, participation data, unemployment rate numbers. So for both the U.S. and Canada. So Canada and the U.S. dropped their unemployment rate Friday. For U.S., it's 3.4% expectations. So for the U.S., they're expecting 3.4%. And again, it's one of those things where I'm not really quite sure what kind of reaction we're going to get here. I'm genuinely not sure what kind of reaction we're going to get here. Again, it's something that like higher unemployment rate is conventionally worse, right? But with inflationary markets like we have been in, it could be something where the higher the unemployment rate, the better it is for market reactions. Again, I'm not saying I agree with that, but I'm just saying lately, that's kind of been how the market's moving. And so again, I'm not sure what we're going to get, but we're going to be watching that day. We are going to stream it live like we always do. But yeah, 3.4% is what they're expecting. For non-farm payroll numbers, they're expecting 200,000. And again, same thing. Is it one of those things where a higher than expected payroll number is worse because it means inflation problems are more profound? Again, I don't know. Let me know what you think in chat right now. But that data drops Friday. Thursday is when jobless claims numbers. So again, this week, tomorrow, we got Powell speaking in front of the Senate. Wednesday, we got him speaking in front of the House. I think Wednesday, we also have, let me see what else we got. So yeah, Wednesday, we also have the ADP non-farm employment change data coming out for February. And again, it's kind of like a prelim of what they have going on Friday. The expectations for that, just like Friday, are 200,000, right? So it'll kind of give you some, maybe a little bit of foreshadowing into what we might do Friday. That's something to pay attention to as well. But that drops Wednesday, as well as Jerome Powell speaking. And then tomorrow, Jerome Powell speaks in front of the Senate. So Tuesday, Senate, Wednesday, House, Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change, Thursday, jobless claims, Friday, unemployment and non-farm payroll data. So that's a big week, guys, a big economic week. I know we moved up Friday, but this could really influence that. And again, we'll see what happens. But that's the week we got going on right now. Uh, yeah, I'm not really gonna short it up there. What's up, Brian? Yeah, but I'm not really gonna short it up there, anonymous. It's just not something that I don't really like shorting at highs. I think there's too much risk, but I understand why people do it. So I'm not knocking on the trade idea, but it's just not really my style. Ape is almost $2. Didn't yeah, Ape is actually up big this morning, which is surprising. Analysts on Bloomberg are pointing out that booming and wanted to come back as quickly as they wanted to use their oil. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Apple is just Apple is just one of the strongest companies. I think it's one of the more sure for like it's one of the more sure things that we have coming out. Like it's one of the more obvious like surefire things that we have dropping. Or I'm sorry, it's one of the things that I think is a little bit safer long term relative to a lot of other things. You know. Yeah, AMC is still trying, right? So it's still trying to move up. AMC at 650s right now, 650s. So I mean, AMC's trying to go again. I'm still at AMC. It's one of like I cut most of my swing trades except for AMC. So yeah, I cut most of them except for AMC. I'm holding AMC and a few other ones. Here's my question: I'm holding one share of HKD and one share of MSGM. Do you think I should cut it? Do you think I should just get out of that trade? The reason I bought HKD is because HKD one like historically ripped up to thousands. I know it was much like there was a reason it did that, and I don't think it has that reason anymore. So the question is, should I sell my one share of HKD and MSGM, or should I just sit on them since there's relatively no difference in holding it? You know, like there's no difference. I lost money on them basically, and I might as well sit on them. You know, they're at $11, so the worst I could lose now in those is $11. So I mean, you know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know what I should do there. I think part of me wants to sell it to make my portfolio look better, but part of me is just kind of like, I shouldn't let my emotions get in the way of that. There's barely any risk here anymore. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it, but Apple had a net income record last year since 2020 has been skyrocketing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Apple, the reason I like Apple long term, right? The reason I believe in Apple long term is simple. Is because Apple has a lock on young people in the US, right? Like young people in the United States love using Apple because of group chat capabilities, right? And Apple did a very smart, intelligent thing where they made it where if you don't have an Apple, it's hard to participate in the group chat. Like I've got a daughter who none of them have a Samsung. Like literally none of the kids at my daughter's school have a Samsung. And so because of that, I think Apple did a really smart thing with regards to young people in this country. I think they did an incredibly smart thing where they kind of locked, they kind of locked it down, you know. And so I think that ultimately makes it so that they can keep growing in the U.S. And I think over time we're going to see growth in those companies in the U.S. But maybe not. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, they're dependent on others for their tech, but I think that even if they didn't have what they had, they would still make money. And I think they would just find somebody else, you know. You know. I know they're worldwide anonymous, you know. What I'm saying though is that in the US specifically, they have a lock on young people. You know, like they like basically like teenagers and young people want to have their phones. They want to use their phones. Like they're really big in those areas. Like young people love the Apple iPhones, and that's a huge part of their business. And I think that makes it a really optimistic look for their future. You know. Um, Yeah, it's honestly surprising. Yeah, like again, I have a daughter, like a 13-year-old, who I see this from her. Like I see this from her friends. Like she does not want a Samsung. Like she wouldn't. If I put it this way, I could buy my daughter a Samsung phone, and she still probably wouldn't use it. You know, it's like a kid status symbol, man. They you know, and so again, I think because of that, Apple's going to be fine, and I think. You know, I think overseas they're dependent on Apple as well. To be honest, man, like I think they're dependent on Apple as well. You know, and so it's like you can theorize and say, hey, well, what happens if Apple doesn't have access to that? But I think that's an unlikely scenario. You know, right? Uh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, and to put this all into perspective, all right. So just to say, show you, like, I'm not hating on Samsung. Like, I have a Samsung phone. Like, my phone is a Samsung. Like, I've had this Z Fold, which I think is really cool. I think Samsung actually is better technology, to be honest. I think Samsung phones are cooler. I think I'm a huge nerd, and so maybe that has something to do with it. But like this Z Fold, where I can fold my phone and like use it like this, and then open it up, and it's like an iPad, and I can trade on it and all this different stuff. Again, I think that's really really cool, and so that's something that like I'm a Samsung person. I've had this phone, and it's surprisingly durable. Like this Z Fold phone, I've had it for years, and it still holds up. And so I don't even have an Apple phone. But I still believe in Apple because I think I'm noticing a significant uptick in the amount of people who use Apple, you know, over the years and years. I think Apple computers are becoming more widely adopted for gaming and tech. They're still not like where Microsoft, or PC computers are, but they're still pretty up there, and they're getting the trend is getting better and better with more people using them. I think. Part of me wants to short the SPY again. I shorted a little bit already. I think I'm going to take a little bit more here. We fell underneath the volume weighted average price. I'm going to take 100 shares right now. But yeah, we fell under the volume weighted average price. I'm anticipating a rejection here on the SPY. We don't really have any big earnings today either. Yeah, nothing big. No, nothing super relevant, to be honest. This evening, we don't really have anything big too. Let me look at tomorrow. So tomorrow we got CMC Limited, Sporting Goods in the evening. CrowdStrike, Stitch Fix. I don't think we have any big earnings this week either, which I don't really mind because the afternoon streams are sometimes just wear me out. But I don't think we have any big earnings this week either. JD.com Thursday morning. DocuSign Thursday. Yeah, no big earnings this week. Maybe next week is big. Next week. You notice like all the big stuff starts at once. Next week, nothing on Monday. Let's look at Tuesday. Nothing Tuesday either. So earnings season is basically done, it looks like. I don't think there's any other big earnings coming out soon. When's the next big earnings report, guys? I think earnings season is basically done now. FedEx. Monday. Yeah, I think earnings season is basically done, guys. When's GameStop earnings? I know they're one that we haven't seen in a while. Okay, GameStop earnings are on the 16th. So GameStop earnings are next Thursday. And so that's one of the bigger ones that we can cover here. Again, we're in 100 shares of the SPY. If it breaks over this high right there, we'll just cut it and get out and just be okay with that. Um, any other big earnings coming out? We had Nvidia, GameStop is one. Yeah, we're probably going to cut this pretty soon. Very choppy open today, though. Let's look at like Tesla here. Tesla's still over 190s. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to cut this. Oh, I added to it again, bro. This is the second short position I've added size to today accidentally here. We'll just cut it. That's all right. A little $20 loss on the day. We've had worse. See, so there's Tesla. Let me put this. There we go. AMC still kind of looks strong over the last few days. Let's see if it ends up actually rebounding, though, is the question. I don't know. And so again, Jerome Powell speaking 2 times this week, 2 times. All right, so according to according to Business Insider, ChatGPT is going to replace software engineers, data analysts, advertising, journalism, paralegals, market research analysts, teachers, financial analysts, graphic designers, accountants, and customer service agents. Anyone missing? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to replace half of these, let alone all of them. I certainly don't think it's going to replace. I certainly don't think it's going to replace software engineers. I think there might be a different structure of software engineer interest in like how they do things. Again, I think they're going to have, I think it's certainly going to make it much more targeted of a job. I think what AI is going to do with software engineering is essentially they're going to have dedicated programming languages, AI systems. They're going to have dedicated programming AI systems with different languages. So they're going to have like a JavaScript AI system. They're going to have a Python AI system, and so forth and so on. And you're going to be able to say, "Yo, write me a JavaScript function that adds a plus, that adds 2 numbers together, or whatever it is, right?" And then it's going to basically build that system for you. But it's going to be dedicated. It's going to be better with algorithms and mathematics relative to what ChatGPT currently is, because ChatGPT is just not there yet. It's just not there yet. And so I think that's what we're going to see. So I think you'll still have programming and software engineers, but they're going to be overseers that they're going to basically, you're still going to have them. They're going to be able to produce more work in a much faster way now. As well as like teachers, I think is never going to be replaced by AI. I think I don't think that'll ever be, because part of the reason you go to school is not just for literal like learning different things, but it's also learning how to interact with people, like playground politics. Like part of the reasons it's important for kids to go to school, like homeschooling. I know a lot of people who homeschool their kids, and again, homeschooling genuinely makes less balanced kids. I'm not trying to talk smack about homeschooling. What I'm saying is, like, one of the big reasons that it's important for kids to go to school is so they learn how to interact with each other. Without that interaction, they're less social. I guess is the easiest way to put it. And that type of interaction, playground politics is what they call it, is really important. And so I think overall, that's one of the things. Like, we're not going to see Chat GPT beat that up or take that away. But maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, software engineers will just be able to produce more stuff, basically, is what it is. Well, I mean, I would say almost always Winona. Again, I mean, maybe not always. There's always outliers and exceptions to the rule, and I get it. Like I said, it's much more important socially for kids to go to school, you know, because they need to learn to interact with other kids that aren't their family. You know, if not, you're gonna have really shy, you know, kids who don't interact as much. You know what I mean? And I think it's important. I think social interaction is a big part that people don't really look at. But I think, you know, learning to interact is important for kids. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, I think AI might affect journalism, but I think it still needs to get better in that regard too. I don't think they're useless right now. Yeah, I don't know if software engineers are useless right now. But I think it's going to get to the point where you're going to need less software engineers, you know. David Busters has earnings today, really? That's David. That's DAVE, right? Or no, maybe not. All right, so Apple kind of dragging the market up today, gapping up to 153s. Yeah, I mean, AI is going to change a lot of things for sure, but I don't know if it's going to change them in that way, you know. But maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so it's funny. So I asked people on Twitter, I said, hey, know any penny stocks that are actually green over the last 12 months? No answers. You know, who knew it would be that hard to find a green over the last 12-month penny stock? What is Credit Suisse trending for? All right, guys. So again, market is still technically red on the day. You can see the SPY is right under the previous close. Yeah. Yeah, if y'all have some, list them on Twitter, man. Go to my Twitter, list them. Give me a follow while you're there. Yeah, but see, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Listen, I'm not trying to hate on penny stocks, right? But people saying, oh, all stocks are down on the last year. Penny stocks don't follow the market. All right. So penny stocks don't follow the market. Number two is that I can name just out of the top of my head a couple penny stocks that are green on the year, right? Pepsi, green on the year, and again, there's a bunch you can name really, right? But penny stocks aren't following the market. Low float stocks and penny stocks in general do not follow the market. And so while a lot of penny stocks are, just trending without the market completely. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, genuine question. People acting like penny stocks are following the market is just incorrect. They just don't follow the market. They're independent of the market movement. Of the SPY is what I mean by that. Who? Martin? No, dude, whoever that is, that's not me. Yeah, that's not me. Yeah, not me. No, Pepsi is not a penny stock. My point is that people, like I said, I think people are really like, I think you got a lot of people who invest in penny stocks, right? And so when you invest in penny stocks, I think, you desperately want to believe you're going to get rich, I guess is what investing in penny stocks is for. But like, again, the problem is that name some penny stocks that are green over the last 12 months. And again, when I say that, people say, oh, well, large caps aren't green over the last 12 months. That's completely insignificant to what I'm asking. Like, penny stocks don't follow the broader market. They're independent of the market, right? So where you got blue chips that are down because the market is down, but penny stocks are down because they're not good companies, I guess is the point of it. And so I guess, like I said, I challenge everybody. I can find a lot of stocks that are green on the year, blue chips, not non-penny stocks that are green on the year. Can you do the same thing in penny stocks? Is the question. There's one that I found so far, and honestly, it doesn't have a bad looking chart. I'm not hating on them. ARDX is the one I found that's actually green on the year. The other one was BBIO, somebody mentioned. So those are two penny stocks that are actually green on the year. If anybody has any other ones, I'm open. I'm all ears. I guess my point here, I guess here's the overarching point I'm trying to make, is that, like, you got a lot of new traders who, and again, sometimes they kind of get mad at the messenger instead of getting mad at the trading. Like, you got a lot of people who are bag holding and sitting in a bunch of terrible penny stock companies that are almost always going to go to zero, and it's like, anytime somebody like me comes along and they're like, hey, these penny stocks are probably all going to fail, they get mad at me for it, and so it's one of those things where investing in penny stocks is the worst investment you could ever make. Like, they're almost all going to fail. But it's like, if you tell the people in them that, they just kind of get weird with me. And maybe I understand. I get it. Confirmation bias is strong. And maybe they do succeed. I don't know. But again, if they list me some penny stocks that are green on the year. Crypto behavior. ARDX. Yeah, ARDX isn't really a penny stock either. It's got a, $700 million market cap. Yeah, not the ones I know, Rod. Like, I know a lot of parents that homeschool their kids. Some of them are just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, I think you gotta, again, I think school is important. I think going to actual school is important, because I think it's important to socialize your kids, and I think without that, it's hard to. Tesla, rip it up at 198.60s. But again, parents are going to do what they think is best, and it's all good. Maybe I'm wrong here. I could be wrong. I don't know. 196.60s here. Hey, what's up, Kama? TRKA certainly is not green on the year. If you look at TRKA, what I mean 12 months, the last 12 months, not the last 2 months. I'm talking about the last 12 months. I'm talking about when you put up a daily chart. Find a penny stock that's green. You know, again, list the ones that everybody talks about. BBIG, terrible. CEI, terrible. SOS, only got reverse split. If it wasn't reverse split, it would still be down. Yeah, I could go on and on and on and on with penny stocks. I've seen so many of them. Dare, you know, there's just so many of them that I've seen that are, you know. Yeah, slightly green. But this one's OTC, and this one only opened up. I guess this one's been out for a year. What about AMC? AMC started to move up. It's at 650s. Natty Gas. Natty Gas down big here. So yeah, we ended up cutting our natural gas trade last week, if you guys remember. The question, I might buy this dip though, to be honest. 714s is the low. We're at 880s right now. So we're still kind of far away from that low, I guess. ATLX. Yeah. I mean, but that's not a penny stock. It's at $20 a share, you know. Only retail and retirement funds invest in penny stocks. Hedges short them. Yeah, I mean, it's more so like looking at what big money does. You want to know what smart money does? Look at where big money goes, right? Big money don't invest. Big money does not invest in penny stocks. They just don't put money in penny stocks. They don't invest in them. They don't buy them, and there's a reason they don't, right? The reason is they understand the odds of success investing in these penny stocks are just very, very, very low, you know. And the problem is, like, you got a bunch of people out there. The investors in penny stocks that you see out there making videos are losing traders. Like, they're down on the year, you know, they're down on the last few years investing in penny stocks, but they're out there giving advice. That's the problem, is that, like, new traders get wrapped up in the game and just end up putting their money into just terrible companies that are eventually again, we talked about it last week, but the CEOs of these companies a lot of the time don't even believe in the company. Like, a lot of the time the CEOs are just looking to pump it up and sell their shares and make millions and ride off into the sunset as the company and all the investors lose money. Very common, to be honest, very common. SPY up to 404s. I'll stop ranting about penny stocks, you know, so we'll move on from it. But yeah. The whole thing that sparked this is we asked the question on Twitter. And nobody responded, you know. Oh, we got a comment. Okay, somebody responded. CDTX. Yeah, that's one. That's green on the year. Has it split? Retail orders for the new March 2028 BTP Italia has reached euro 2 billion, according to Bourse data cited by Reuters. All right, guys. So yeah, so we are watching the SPY. The SPY is now technically green on the day. Now, so the SPY green on the day. Now, part of me wants to buy this dip. We've traded the SPY a few times and lost. Oh yeah, guys, did you guys see this? Now that we got enough people here. We did get our We did get our plaque. Channel starting to get boring, bro. Where's your ideas for the week or something interesting? Honestly, bro, I have been wildly correct about everything that I've been buying up lately. You know, the fact that you say it's boring probably means you're a losing trader. No offense to you. But like, let me put this into perspective, okay? You're not supposed to trade all the time. Like every day, there's not going to be brilliant ideas that come out. And the fact that you expect them to, and are trying to kind of subtly throw shade by calling it boring, it's just kind of like, all right, bro. Like the reality of it is I called Google at $90. I called Microsoft at 240s. I called Ford at 1220s. I could go on and on and on, to be honest. And so I guess what I mean is we've been wildly accurate with our trading, wildly accurate, you know. And so I'm sorry if today we don't have anything super exciting for you because today's kind of a boring day. But again, let me just be real here. That probably means that you're gambling in the stock market, you know. So GG to you, bro. Boring is good, right? Hey, my guy. Thank you, Jorge. Yeah, stop crying, bro. You know, like, honestly, he's just trying to troll, and so maybe he won. But yeah, I think it's important for people to understand. You know, exciting is gambling. Boring is the way you should be trading. I don't really read filings because I'm not really shorting anything, man. You know, like you can read filings for penny stocks, but it's mostly meant for like looking for penny stock offerings before they happen. And there's a lot of reasons to look at filings. We look at earnings reports, but filings are a different story. You know. Stop. He's our exit liquidity. Yeah, look, I'm gonna go ahead and just GG you, bro. Have a good day, FTW, whoever you are. Again, the reality of it is like just antagonizing is just not going to be healthy for the channel here. So it's probably best to just kind of boot you out of here early. No, you could be exciting, Kenneth. But what I'm saying is like if you can't go again, number one, I've said it many times today, which is that like I've exited most of my swing trades Friday in the green. Like I said, I got out of Ford. I entered it at like 1220s. We got out at like close to 13. I exited Google. We entered it at like, what did we get at Google? We entered Google at like $90, I think, right? Or something like that. It's at 94s. Now we bought Tesla at like, what was it? 191s. Tesla is up to, where's Tesla right now? Tesla is up to 199s right now. We bought Microsoft on Thursday or Friday. We got out of that one. And so it's the beginning of the week. Like we're mostly flat on our positions. And to be honest, I think the market's a little bit too extended for me to really be buying up stuff right now. We'll see how the Jerome Powell testimony influences the market. But again, it's one of those things where, you know, we are just sitting flat right now, you know. And if somebody's going to antagonize me because I'm sitting flat and I'm, you know, trying to protect traders. Usually, I'll put it this way. Usually the people that get super upset with me talking about penny stocks are usually the people who are super invested into specific penny stocks and they're losing money. And so it's kind of like they don't like hearing it because they're losing money, you know. And so it's all right. But, you know, again, if you boss me around on my channel, you're just going to get banned here. If you antagonize and start drama in the chat, you're just going to get banned. It's just not worth it for me to deal with regularly, you know. Again, my trading, we're great on the year, swing trading. But right now, it's just kind of slow. And again, I think the SPY is up a little bit too much for my tastes right now. I think the SPY is just up too much. It's at 404s, you know. So we bounce back. If you look at a 20-day chart on the SPY, you know, this is too extended short term for me to really want to buy it up. I think there's too high of a likelihood that we're going to do something like this, you know. And I think in that regard, I would just rather wait and make it boring here, you know. Yeah, somebody did snow. Yeah, no, March 22nd really is the Super Bowl of the market. Yeah, your swings are fire, not boring. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Uh, Bed Bath and Beyond is Bed Bath and Beyond. I cut Bed Bath and Beyond last week. Was it the right move? I don't know. Bed Bath and Beyond, it looks too it's been barcoding lately. So Bed Bath and Beyond is at like 153s right now. So there's too much barcoding for me to really like. Maybe we squeeze up. But what's the float like of BBBY now? Let me see. Bed Bath and Beyond hasn't really moved since Cohen. Since Cohen basically covered his position. Bed Bath & Beyond right now has got a float of it's not really a huge float. So it's surprising that Bed Bath & Beyond is barcoding because the float's not incredibly large. It's like 100 million in the float, which is not super small necessarily, but it's not large either, you know. Apple Snap. Yeah, I don't know if Snap is one that I like, and I know Snap has dipped a lot, but again, it's up too much right now. We're gonna wait for a pullback because the way we swing trade is by waiting for pullbacks, and so we're just gonna wait for a pullback. It's one of those things where I don't really want to buy up anything when we have such big green days over the last couple of days. I think there's too much extension. And maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, you never really know what's going to happen. Maybe the market ends up bouncing back. But again, I think the chances are too high that we pull back some. You know, so because of that, I'm just going to sit tight. And again, y'all can do something different. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily right. But yeah, some days are going to be boring. What do you think about Lucid? I think up and coming EV brands are going to have a difficult time succeeding, including Lucid. Now, I think Lucid's kind of cool. Like I actually like Lucid cars. But I think that they're going to have too big of a time. They're going to have too hard of a time actually succeeding, you know, because I think they don't have the people. They don't have the amount of interest that they need to really be super successful selling vehicles right now. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't come out in the future sometime, but I think that's risky for me. I think. Yeah, Jerome Powell speaks twice this week, which is big. You know, and again, usually it's not just kind of like a random opening remarks or anything like that. He's actually appearing before the Senate tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then he's actually appearing in front of the House Wednesday. And then Thursday, we got jobless claims numbers. Wednesday, we also have ADP non-farm employment change data. So ADP data Wednesday, jobless claims Thursday. Friday, we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment for both the U.S. and Canada. So non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate Friday. So, yeah, so it's a slow start to the week today, but next week will be fun. Or the rest of the week will be fun after today is what I mean. Lucid is still down there at 890s. BBBY always makes moves in 3. Yeah, it'll be interesting. No mode. Like I said, we'll stream the whole thing. It'll be fun, but it'll probably move markets too, I'm guessing. And so I'm guessing it'll move markets. Tesla back up to 199s. UNG very low. Yeah, I don't know if it's super low. I mean, again, we could look at UNG. I ended up swing trading this one. Let me see where it was. It was like a little baby swing trade. Like I could throw my trades up here for this one, but we bought UNG. Yeah, so we bought it down here. You know, so this is where my preferred dip buy is actually is down here at like 7s. And so, you know, us being up to 870s is not quite cheap enough for me yet. You know, it's just not quite there yet. But we are breaking lows. I'm a little bit of both, Francisco. So I trade futures, I trade stocks. I'm mostly a swing trader. Like my best trades are swing trades, to be honest. You know, so like the trades I make the most money on are swing trades. But I also day trade the open. We invest as well. We cover all the big economic data. Yeah, do me a favor, hit the like button on the video if you haven't already. Right now, there's a 65 trillion off-balance derivative debt that needs to be paid. Where you think it's going to come from? Our dollar cost average into UNG into Natty. Hey, good luck, man. Oh, what's up, Guts? Got about 500 people here, team. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Help us keep the growth up. Thanks, bro. Hey, thank you, Francisco. I appreciate it. Yeah, and again, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I know it might seem like I kind of react quickly. I'm sure some people think I might overreact. But when you really run a channel, you know, this size, you know, where it's like, yeah, we got 500 people today, but like big streams, we get thousands of people here. Like you end up learning to just like, it ends up conditioning you to just be very swift with your banning, you know? So it's like, if somebody's out there, like obviously trying to press buttons, you know, and they don't really comment on anything else. Like they don't ever say anything else, you know, except for critical things. Like it's just a net negative for the channel. And so it's just going to be better to ban them. And it's kind of one of those things here with us team is like, it's fine to have constructive criticism if you're like a long-term supporter, right? But if we've never seen you before and you're just kind of sitting around waiting to criticize, you're just going to get banned fast, you know? And so as long as y'all understand that, like it's all love here. I appreciate everybody here. You know, again, I really do have a blessing running this community. I don't want to seem ungrateful because I'm not, and I appreciate everybody. But just understand that's kind of how we have to run things. And so I hope you guys get it. But yeah, so SPY technically green on the day, up to 404.50s. It's like being a referee, you got to set the tone. Well, I mean, another thing about it, B, is that like I kind of do it because it creates some drama for the channel, and it's people tune in. He's complaining that it's boring, and so I figured I'd make it a little exciting, you know, if y'all get it. SINT Tesh? Yeah, backseat trading. That's basically what it is. Yeah. SINT. See, SINT is another one of those penny stocks that I just don't trust. Look at SINT on the year, though. To hear about SINT, it had huge volume last week with no price increase and wanted to understand how it works. It's such huge volume and no price action. Where do you see the huge volume, I guess? That's what I'm asking, you know. Where do you see the huge volume for SINT? Apple's still breaking highs up there. Yeah, Intel is one of the ones that I don't trust either. Apple over 200? No. It'd be like that'd be a 30+% gain today. I don't know if it's going to do that. Yeah, so again, where's the volume uptick? I see the volume, I guess, here on a daily chart. And so it just means it's a little bit more active trading than normal. But it doesn't necessarily mean it have to go up. Volume is not always on the upside. You know, sometimes volume is selling. So selling volume. So, yeah, I mean, no offense. This just looks like a terrible penny stock company. If you look at a daily chart here, this thing is really, really bad. It's gone from like $50 to $2s. So it just looks really, really bad. No offense. Right. Exactly right, Snow. That's exactly what happens, man. That's exactly what happens. What Pawn says is exactly right, which is that people become investors in penny stocks. And this is why I talk about it so much. Like, people get mad at me for saying it over and over again, but it's like, I'm really doing this to protect people. Like, I have no reason to, like, if anything, it probably just bothers some people, me saying it. Again, if you're invested in some terrible penny stocks, like, you might not like me saying this, of course. But in the end, like, people day trade penny stocks. They say, oh yeah, bro, we don't invest, we just day trade them. And it's like, okay, great. And then they get stuck. The stock drops big percentages. Maybe it's from an offering or whatever it is. And then they become long-term investors in the company. And then they just sit on them. And then due diligence comes out there just trying to justify their trading. Like, it's just trying to justify their own trades. And then when it doesn't work out for them, then they cry manipulation is what happens. You know, you see it a lot. Right, Kenneth. That's exactly right. So he said penny stocks are not for investing. They are for trading. 100%. But what happens with new traders is that they end up bag holding them. They get stuck. They sit on them for years, you know. 200 by the end of the week? I don't know, Aldred. We'll see it, man. Yeah, I used to be the story of my life. Yeah, that's why I say it over and over again, Cheddar, because it's like, if I could help one trader kind of snap out of it and be like, hey, investing in this is bad. Hey, I need to cut losses here. Hey, and again, I'm not an investment professional. I don't want anybody to copy me. But if I can protect one trader from investing in these, then it's worth it, I think, you know. Yeah, there is definitely manipulation in the markets, Rowan. But again, big money doesn't really mess with penny stocks. And so, unless they're shorting it, and again, some of them do, you know, but yeah, there's manipulation everywhere for sure. Anyway, SPY up to 40, almost 405s here. Let's see if it holds. Hey, happy to help, Cheddar. You know, I know about the Citadel. What's up, Jessica? Can you please give me your opinion on Mullen? Yeah, Franco. I mean, I'm probably gonna tell you some bad news in my opinion. I mean, I'm gonna preface this with like, hey, look, I have no idea what Mullen is gonna do. But Mullen is one of those stocks that was super sensationalized. Everybody was like, Mullen to the moon, it's gonna go crazy, you know. It's a terrible company. There's almost no chance that Mullen succeeds. I'm going to preface this with, I have no idea. Maybe Mullen ends up just being wildly successful. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what Mullen's going to do. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. All right, but with that said, it out the way, Mullen, in my personal subjective opinion, is a terrible company that's never going to succeed as a standalone automobile industry. It is never going to succeed. I think the best case scenario here is it gets bought out by one of the big boys. I think the battery technology maybe gets bought out sometime in the future. So the company maybe gets bought out. And I think that is best case scenario. And that's even kind of up in the air because I think some of the big boys don't need Mullen's battery technology. And so I think that's the best case scenario for Mullen. I don't think Mullen has enough people that actually want to buy it outside of the stock market. Like, yeah, if you ask people who are sitting in Mullen, hey, would you buy a Mullen? Of course, they're going to be like, of course, yes, of course I would. You know, Mullens are great. They're fantastic. If you ask anybody that outside of the stock market investments in Mullen, hey, would you buy a Mullen? They're going to say, what's a Mullen? And I think that's a real problem because it means that not enough people are going to buy it to sustain the business. So I guess my point is I only think it can last so long. But again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Can you look at the queue? Yeah, Tesh. I mean, CEOs. A lot of people think the CEOs of their obscure penny stock company are like for them. A lot of them are just trying to manipulate the stock and sell shares and ride off into the sunset. Millionaires. That's what a lot of them are trying to do. To be honest, can you look at the Q? Yeah, I like the Q. Man, look at all these trades, bro. That's how much I trade the Q regularly, man. Look at that. But yeah. Here's the Q. Q over 300s, which is good. Q is just a broad market ETF. It's kind of like the SPY. I like the Q, uh, but it's tech. So I think like the biggest holdings of the Q are like Nvidia. They're like Nvidia. They are what else? Nvidia, Tesla. A lot of tech companies are big in the Q. Let me see what the Q is holding. See, the Q is Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, Meta, AVGO, which is Broadcom, Pepsi, Costco, Cisco, T-Mobile, Adobe, Texas Instruments. So mostly tech. This is like a broad market tech ETF. So I like the Q, but again, I don't know if it's going to continue going up. AI scanner. Can you explain your strategy again? Yeah, I got you. So my strategy mostly involves. So what does it take for a penny stock to break out of that and become successful? A healthy company is what it takes, Franco. And unfortunately, that is not a majority of penny stocks. MMAT has the safest and lightest advanced battery tech, and it's already licensed by LG. Yeah, that's great, Andy. And I know Uncle Smokey over there. He's like an old friend of the channel. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but yeah, I know he liked MMAT a bunch. But yeah, I mean, even MMAT, the chart's looking rough, but I think a lot of these you just gotta. Sometimes they're gonna pop off, and so I think if you invest in them, it's fine. I think you got to just understand that you might lose what you invest in them, and if you understand that, I think it's like do whatever y'all want to do, as long as you're okay with losing whatever your money put in. It's kind of like lottery with a little bit more edge, I would say, but. Plug power is okay, Can you explain my strategy? Yeah, I got you, Desmond. Sorry, man. So my strategy is essentially looking for only blue chip companies. And again, we've done this over and over again. So blue chip healthy companies is what we do. We look for blue chip healthy companies. I wait for those blue chips to have a big emotional reaction to the downside. So maybe that means earnings come in slightly worse, but we dropped 20% or something like that. Like Amazon dropped 20% after like mixed earnings a couple quarters ago. And I bought the dip and wrote it back. And eventually Amazon had bounced back like 10-15% within a couple days. I see it happen all the time. Snapchat had bad earnings where they were actually showing some optimistic signs where Snapchat Plus was making millions of dollars. Their daily active users was up. And so when Snapchat was at like 7s and 8s, I bought it up and made money there too. And so my trade strategy is mostly blue chips, but I look for blue chips to have big emotional drops. And it's important that it's only like recognizable companies, like blue chip healthy companies. You can't do it with penny stocks, obviously, because most penny stocks are terrible. You can't do it with mid caps because, again, most mid caps, like Snapchat could be considered a mid cap, but you can't do it with most mid caps because people overestimate mid cap strength as well, right? People look at mid caps like Peloton or BYND like they're the next big things. And a lot of the time, if you look at the long-term chart with these companies, they look horrible. Again, here's BYND. Terrible. Here's Peloton, virtual reality rowing machines, just not a good ideas in my opinion. So I think people overestimate the strength of mid caps, and so you can't do it with mid caps either. It's specifically reserved for blue chip healthy recognizable companies like Apple or Disney or Google or Snapchat or Amazon or whatever it is. And it's the other part of that is like I look for an emotional big percentage drop, an extension on the downside. But if it doesn't go in my favor, a lot of the time I'm willing to hold it like long term as well. So it's kind of like this middle ground between like investing and swing trading that has a little bit higher edge. My accuracy is very, very high. Again, we did this with Ford, we did it with Google, we did it with Microsoft. We did it with Lyft, and we lost on Lyft, but we made money on all the other ones. And so we made money doing it a lot. But it's certainly something that not everybody's going to be able to do because my account's large enough to where I can keep adding to it. If I'm wrong a little short term, I can keep adding to it. Like I added Microsoft from like 250s down to from 260s down to 250. And I was able to scale into where my average was pretty solid, even with like a $10 range of entry. Again, I don't think that's something everybody's going to necessarily be able to do, but it works for me, And again, I can't guarantee it's going to work for anybody else either. Hey, what's up, Mark? Stickers. What do you mean by like these? Yeah, I'm skeptical of that one too. I remember when the phones were out for that one. So I remember when the phones were out for that one. But again, what they're doing nowadays is a different story. Hey, we're almost back up to 405s right now. So we're almost up to 405s. Yeah, Apple's been moving up to 153.60s. We're right at 405s. Let's see if the market can actually hold over that. What else we got? We got Tesla here. Tesla might break 200 today. It's pretty close. It's right over the high of pre-market. So if the market gets a little bull run, Tesla could break it. The other thing is like, how is the Jerome Powell testimony going to influence things? He speaks in front of the Senate tomorrow and the House Tuesday or Wednesday. Would you guys take a cruise ship right now? I don't know. Well, Powell speaks at 10. What do you know about Upstart? I've watched it, but it's one of those mid caps, right? So Just like I said, mid caps, people overestimate their strength. And my guess is like people lose more money on mid caps than they do on anything else. Except maybe penny stocks. I don't know. But point is, when you look at stuff like this, right? So here's Upstart. It's $19 right now. So I mean, the problem is that people overestimate the strength of these companies, and that causes them to lose money. You know, here's a weekly chart for Upstart. And so in that way, like when I invest in companies long term, I want companies that have been around for a long time, right? I don't want a new hot tech company that just sparked up over the last 5 years. I want a large cap that's been around for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years or more, depending on what it is. Now, you obviously got to look out for obsolescence and like companies that are obsolete by, you know, because their tech is just no longer useful because of technological advancements or whatever it is. But yeah, again, I don't like software companies for this reason. I don't like mid caps. Oh, did anybody see Jones, man? How about Jones beating Cyril Gahn? Honestly, Jones is the GOAT, man, at this point in time. I think Jones's defeat of Cyril makes him the GOAT. I think he's over Habib now. I think Jones is better than Habib at this point in time. I think his defeat of Cyril makes him the GOAT. Like, without question, I think it is too. He moved up to heavyweight, beat the what would be the heavyweight champ in like less than 2 minutes. Who was also, Cyril was also taller than Jones is, right? So a lot of people said that Jones's size made him win at light heavyweight. He moved up to heavyweight, fought somebody bigger than he is, and beat him in less than 2 minutes. Spy broke over 405s. Over 405s. Yeah, I watched it. Cyril Gahn is no joke either, brother. Like, that was a great fight, dude. And again, Jones beat him fast, dude. Jones got him in a guillotine up against the cage, and it was over. Super fast. Same thing he did with Lyoto. So if you watch the Lyoto Machida fight, Jones versus Lyoto, he did the same thing. He did the same thing he did to Lyoto to him. Yeah, I mean, we can call him hype, but I mean, I think he's the top contender at heavyweight. I think John Jones is obviously the GOAT now. I think he breaks past Habib in that regard now because of that. I think obviously breaks past Habib. Yeah, he's never going to fight Francis. Francis will never be back in the UFC. It was a submission. Yeah, so Spy just tapped 405. Again, we'll see if it holds. Tesla at 199 right now, right around 199. I haven't even opened up Discord yet, guys, so my bad if, you know, I probably should check Discord. Yeah, Francis, man. I mean, I think Francis beat Cyril, but it took him a bunch of rounds. Jones beat him in like a minute, and it was over. So I mean, you know, hey baby, you doing okay? Sorry, my wife came here and in here to talk to me. Hold on. Yeah, so all right, guys. So yeah, Spy over 405s right now. Still moving up. Still moving up. Um, yeah, I mean, listen, man. I get it. People hate Jones, and I understand. Like considering Jones is off, outside the octagon antics. I understand, but I think when you look at the resume, again, last week I said I thought Habib was the GOAT, and I truly did. Right, I thought Habib was the GOAT. Right, because I thought Habib had been more dominant in his fights. At this point in time, though, Habib never switched weight classes. Habib never moved up a weight class. Jones moved up to heavyweight and beat the heavyweight top contender in less than a minute, who everybody else struggles against. Only had one loss, and it took Francis 5 rounds to do it, basically. And so I think that justifies switching it at this point in time. And so, yeah, again, I think Jones is probably the GOAT now. I think he's probably the greatest there's been. I think he's the most dominant. You know, and it is what it is, but, Silva is not the GOAT. Or do you actually mean Sylvia? Who's the old heavyweight? I can't remember what his name was. But you're talking about Silva. Not Sylvia, it's Silva. And no, Anderson Silva's not the GOAT. He lost too much to be the GOAT at this point in time. He was good before the fighters really upped their game, to be honest. Like the fighters back then weren't the same. So I think going undefeated like Jones has with modern day fighters is much more impressive than Silva's run. Silva had a great run, but I think Jones is more impressive. Spy up to over 405s here. Tsla at 199s too. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Anderson Silva just lost against Jake Paul. He can't be the guy. And honestly, after the Tommy Fury fight, you realize Jake Paul wasn't as good as he ever claimed to be, too. So, but again, there's a difference between like pure boxing and MMA boxing, man. I mean, MMA fighters are good, but they're not A-level boxers. None of them are. They're great boxers in the cage, but when you put them up against actual boxers, they're going to lose almost every time. Spy up to 405s. Again, there's UPST. There's Tesla. What's the dollar index is doing today? I'm assuming the dollar index is breaking down on all this. And yeah, so yeah, the dollar index is falling down here. Yeah, they got hands, right, for sure, but they're not pros. I mean, I think that's obvious. Connor's got some of the best hands in the cage, and you saw how Floyd beat him up. So I mean, Spy. Let's see. So Spy, big rebound today. Big rebound here. Again, I'm not going to buy this. We're too extended short term for me. Again, I'm looking for a pullback to buy for both swing trading and day trading. I just think I think this is too high for me to really feel comfortable buying it. Although the dollar index is starting to break here. So there's the dollar index starting to break. It's at 104s. I don't think it's going to crash, but we going up. I hope we go up, but if we pull back, I don't mind buying it. But again, this is just a little bit too extended for me. Again, it's kind of a quiet day here. Big crash this month? Nah, man. I don't think we're gonna crash this month. I think it depends on what happens for, like, all of this really depends on what happens for, like, the Jerome Powell the Jerome Powell testimony tomorrow. This is a big week, all right, but this whole month is actually pretty big. Okay, so just to put this into perspective here, guys, like what we got going on this month is tomorrow. Again, we'll give you the full list here. Tomorrow we have Jerome Powell at 10. We've got he's going to be testifying in front of the Senate tomorrow at 10. Wednesday we got him testifying in front of the House. Wednesday we have ADP non-farm employment change data, which is relevant and will impact everything. Thursday we have jobless claims numbers. Friday we have unemployment both in U.S. and Canada and non-farm payrolls. Right, so those will be big influences. Then next week on Tuesday we've got CPI data. So we got CPI data Tuesday of next week, which is very big, the biggest stream we ever do here, except for some Jerome Powell streams. So CPI data next week, very, very big. And then following that, on the 22nd, we got the Fed rate hike decision, which is big as well. So a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of stuff going on. We got Jerome Powell in front of the Senate and House Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got non-farm payroll data Wednesday, non-farm employment data Wednesday. We've got jobless claims Thursday. Friday, we got unemployment in both Canada and the U.S., as well as non-farm payroll data. Next Tuesday, we've got CPI. On the 22nd, we got the Fed rate hike decision. And then there's going to be a bunch of other economic data releases in between now and the 22nd as well. So we just got a lot of stuff happening, and it'll be big data. And again, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We cover all of this live for free. Mid cap's the best to make you rich. Yeah, but I mean, no offense, Leo, but I think the whole get rich in the stock market thing is for suckers, man. Again, the biggest edge you're ever going to have in markets is long-term investing, and getting rich is usually something that gamblers want to do, and very few people actually get rich that way. So I think, you can get rich from the market, but the odds are still stacked against you, and again, if you're out here trying to get rich in the market, you're probably losing money, no offense. I just don't know if that's the best mentality to have. You can make big percentages from mid caps, but you can also lose big percentages as well. And so a lot of it is a gamble. And some of the stocks end up turning out successful. But again, I don't know if that mindset of trying to get rich is the right mindset, brother. Hope you understand. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just trying to be honest. Because I think thinking like that causes people to lose a ton of money. Yeah, so well, no, 322 has the rate hike decision and accompanying press conference. So that's what happens there. So we got the rate hike decision and press conference for it. Yeah, all good, Leo. Like I said, it's all good, brother. It's all love here, man. I mean, like I said, I hope you guys do get rich. I really do. But what I'm saying is that there's just so much predatory marketing. Like, buy my trading course, you can get rich in the markets, guys. It's all nonsense. Like, again, I'm obviously being sarcastic. I have no trading course. You're not going to get rich in the markets. And again, the biggest edge that the market gives you is 8 to 12% per year on average in blue chip S&P 500 companies. Sorry, I bumped my mic. I mean, you can buy some mid caps. There's going to be, again, I think mid caps, you have to take the same approach as you do in stocks and blue or in penny stocks. I think you can buy and invest in mid caps, but you better be okay with losing all the money you invest in them. Because, you know, again, if you look at BYND, if you look at Peloton, if you look at Upstart, right, these are all prime examples of what can happen in mid caps. Again, PTON, again, over the last 2 years, this thing has dropped from 170s at its highs down to 13s now, 6 at its lows. You look at BYND, this thing has dropped from 240 at its highs down to 18s right now. Upstart, this thing has gone from 401 at its highs down to 18s. All right, so that's the risk with mid caps. Like, you can put your money in them, but if you treat it like a blue chip healthy company, you know, there's risks in doing so. You got to look at it for what it is, which is an up and coming stock that might end up turning out to be successful, but you know, a lot of them are going to fail. Roku, another good example of a stock like this. Roku went from $500 basically down to 65 right now. And so mid caps are incredibly risky, I think. But again, there's some, like, to be fair, I think there are some that you can make money from. I think that if you treat them like, I think the only way to really do this is to take small investments that you're okay with losing. If you're going to invest in mid caps, I think that's the right way to do it. If you make small bets and you're okay with losing whatever money you put into them, then you have the chance to make money like from them. But I think it's important to diversify, because I think you're going to come in, you know, you're going to hit some problems with some of them. But I think if you diversify and you're okay with losing, you know, you can make money, to be fair. Right, for sure, Leo. You and I can agree there, brother. It's all good, man. Is there any strategy that can give you 100% returns in 2 months with guarantee? No, nothing like that exists in the world. To be honest, if there was anything like that in the world, if there was anything like that in the world, everybody would be rich, brother. Literally everybody would be rich. 100% return in 2 months? So you're telling me a 600% yearly return? Guaranteed? Of course not. If there was that, you know, the market wouldn't exist. You know, there's just nothing like that ever exists out there. You know, not guaranteed. Guarantees the part that makes it not exist, because nothing is guaranteed in anything. And so 600% yearly return guaranteed is, is angel, is fairy dust. Okay. It's a fugazi. It's unicorn. You know what? It doesn't exist, you know? No, he said 2 months, Nicholas, not 1 month, brother. What he said was, can you make 100% return in 2 months? Which is where I got the 600% number from, not 1 month. You know? My math's not that bad. You know? Right. Mid caps, you got to go in for the worst, expecting the best. Yeah, market's shooting up here. Good for it, man. I'm glad. Again, maybe I missed out on holding some of my trades longer, but it doesn't mean too much to me. Again, we'll wait. I'm green on my trades, and so I'm just happy to be green on my swings over the last, 2 or 3 months. Again, this is one of those years where I'm really pushing to see how much I can make on my $30,000 TOS account in a year. I want to see what kind of percentage gains I can get in that. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't make 300% or 200% or 100% in a couple months. I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is that it's never guaranteed, you know. And if there was something like that, then nobody would put their money in anything else, and they would only target that one specific investment vehicle that made you 200% or that made you 100% every couple months. Nobody would ever do anything else. They would only do that, you know. And that's why it doesn't exist. Uh, you as well, Virus. I wish you guys the best too. I hope you guys make money. Apple up 2%. Yeah, Apple flying up today, man. Um, up to 154s basically right now. Roku's still struggling. Tesla is at 199s. Again, I'm waiting. Again, I might be slow. I'm not really buying much today. There's just not really much to target right now. There's just not really any edge, I think, to find in markets. I'm not sure what you're meaning by that, car. I see what you're saying. I'm not sure what you mean by that, brother. Again, I don't know what you mean by that. SPY at 405.40s. Meta. Why did SPY rip up? I don't know if there's really a reason for it. I think, yeah, look at Meta go. Meta's actually pumping up too here. Yeah, I'm looking at all the news here. I don't see anything big that it would influence this. All right, so Goldman Sachs top equity trader Montesano is to leave the company in a surprise exit, according to Bloomberg. My guess is he probably got, picked up by somebody else. Yeah, again, the biggest edge you ever have in markets, guys, is long-term investing. Right, for sure. I could trade today. That's what I'm saying. Whoever called my stream boring earlier, it's just kind of like, look, man, y'all could follow somebody that, again, I don't claim to be an expert here. Like, I'm not an expert. Like, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not a guru. I don't charge for any of my content. Like, it's all free here. Because the reality of it is I don't want that pressure of being an expert. I really don't. Like, I would rather just say, hey, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about whatever, because I don't want that pressure to be right. Like, I don't need it. In the end, I'm green on the year in my Thinkorswim account. Like, I'm happy with that, just being green on the year. And I get a lot of people on YouTube, like streaming like I am. They feel this obligation to just trade big all the time. And there's a very famous quote. I can't remember what it goes, but it goes something like, money is not made in trading. Money is made in waiting. And it's absolutely correct, man. Money is not made trading every single day without fail. Like, there's not always going to be swing trading opportunities to get involved with. Like, one of the reasons that my accuracy is high in swing trades is because I got to sit here and don't do anything for days sometimes, just waiting to find an edge. And again, the edge I need is a short-term pullback. And right now the market's ripping up big. So we'll day trade today. It looks like the volatility is going to be fun for day trading. Again, I can't guarantee it will be, but like, that's what we're going to do today. We'll day trade. But in terms of swing trading, I just don't see much of an edge right now. I think the market's up a little bit too much short-term. If we look at a 10-day chart here, we're green over the last 10 days, and specifically the last 2 or 3 days, we rebounded from the last like 6 or 7 days drops. And so in that, sometimes we'll do something where we look like this, where we go up and then we pull back and then we make another bounce. And so if we pull back, maybe we'll buy it up like there or something like that in some specific stocks. But for now, I just got to let the market play out, and we'll day trade the upward action if we get it. But for now, we just got to sit tight and wait for something to look good, because if not, you're just kind of pressing buttons. And like, I don't want to do that. I would rather just wait for an edge to show up. Yeah, for sure, comma. Facebook is more meant for people my age. Like, I grew up in the social media run where, like, first we had MySpace, and then we had Facebook, and then we had Instagram, and then we had now we have TikTok or whatever it is. I haven't really moved on. I don't even have an Instagram really. Like, I'm kind of really old school in that regard. So I don't really use Facebook a ton. I have Facebook. I don't post on it much. Like, I don't ever really use it. Like, I think about using it for business purposes. Hey, thank you, Snow. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, MySpace was cutthroat out there with your top 8 or whatever. I remember getting into a few different, like, I remember people being mad at me that they weren't in my top 8. And, like, it started drama, man. It was cutthroat out there with your top 8. Meta's still breaking highs here. I'm tempted to buy this little pullback right here, though. I really am tempted to buy this dip. Oh, yeah, guys. Thank you guys so much. We did get this here. Look. So, like, look. I'm a man of note now, a man of worth, a man of value. You know. You know what I mean? I got my plaque here, guys. I'm a man of note, a man of value. You know, I'm about to hang that thing up somewhere. They also gave me a letter. A bunch of boomers in here. Nah, man. I'm in my early 30s. Hey, thank you, Sim. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mountain. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Saran. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'll have to put up like I'll have to like figure out a way to put it up somewhere. I have to buy like a stand for it. Yeah, what's up, Hollow? Hey, thank you, man. Would you put money in real estate, Bitcoin, or stocks? Team, let me know. Real estate, Bitcoin, or stocks? Real estate, Bitcoin, or stocks, guys? Let me know. Real estate long term? Yeah, I mean, real estate's going to keep up with inflation. There's a few different things to do. Like, the understanding here is that you got to look at it in terms of keeping up with inflation. Like, that's how you really have to look at it. You have to look at it in terms of keeping up with inflation. And so you have to look at it like, what's going to keep up with inflation the best, right? And real estate and stocks are probably the right answers. Now, crypto is another option as well, but I think crypto was one of those things where crypto was a little bit larger risk, larger reward situation, where crypto has the chance to very easily beat inflation growth. But there's also some risk there as well. And so I think crypto is a good option too, but it's a little bit less stable. But I believe in it as well, obviously. I could put a chain on the plaque and wear it as a necklace. Hey, John's chain. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell too. We appreciate it. Slow day today, guys. It's a slower day here. We're gonna get ready to trade some futures today. It is a slow day for sure, though. While we got a second here, though, y'all check out Chart Prime. One of the reasons Chart Prime is actually pretty useful is because so if you look at this with Chart Prime, let me show you guys this. Chart Prime is a really cool trading view indicator service that you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. You can also use it to find like triangle flag patterns, wedge flag patterns, all that different stuff. Pretty cool. Let me zoom in here and show you guys some of the best examples of this that we can. Let me get this out the way a little bit. Okay, so here's the trading day on Friday. So just to look at Chart Prime, you'll see why so many people are all about it, like why it's so cool here. So here's Chart Prime. Again, this is just the market oracle. So this is just one of the things. You can also see it shows you correlations. So like here's correlations right here. So again, you can see the Dixie correlation. There's a low negative correlation right now. But number one, Chart Prime is a sponsor of mine. And so they are a sponsor of mine. All right, so I'm definitely biased in their favor. Actually, this is probably a little bit better. But one of the things that you can see here, like, look how accurate. Like, let's look at yesterday or Friday at the open. Look, reversal down. They give you reversal signals. They automatically document support or resistance. They do a bunch of cool stuff. So look, here's reversals. Here's a drop. You got the bearish engulfing candle literally right at the top, and then you get downward pressure from that. And then if we keep going here, look, when you get two of them showing up together at once, look at this. Reversal down and bearish engulfing candle, you get a nice little drop. This one was wrong, but this one was at the very top. Again, possible reversal up and a bearish engulfing candle. Nice little drop. Again, you can kind of keep using the same thing here. Right at the top, bearish engulfing candle, you get a drop. Zooming in here, look how accurate this is. It calls the top and bottom here too. Look, possible reversal down, and you got a candlestick pattern, nice little drop. Then literally right at the bottom, nice little bounce, and then here you get a nice little drop as well. It also automatically documents support or resistance for you, so you can kind of see this dotted line is the strongest support or resistance on this chart. Again, looking at it right here, you can kind of see why people use it. It's not going to work every single time, but again, reversal down, reversal down. Here you get a nice little drop. But again, the real edge, in my opinion, is when multiple show up together at once. Here's a reversal up and a bullish hammer, and you got this big support level showing up here, and you get a nice little bounce there. And you can use this on any time frame, and so it gives you, again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. I can't guarantee you're going to make money, but this thing can just be powerful. 15-minute chart. I love using it on a 15-minute chart as well. If you look at this, and each one of these candlesticks is literally 15 minutes. And like, look, it literally called out the very bottom of this here. Possible reversal up, a bounce over days. Possible reversal down, a bounce over hours. And then again, same thing. You get multiple showing up together at once, a reversal up signal and a bullish hammer. Or a bullish engulfing, you get a bounce over hours of time. This is like 4 hours. And so again, can be very, very powerful if you use it right. And you can use it on stocks, crypto, forex, futures. It's called Chart Prime, very cheap. The base one right now, there's a 40% off sale. So you can get it for like $35 a month for that. And it's a trading view indicator service. So very cheap. Again, they are a sponsor of my video, so I'm certainly biased in their favor. But you can check it out. They also have chart patterns, so they show you chart patterns, all that good stuff. So check it out. There's the link in the chat, as well as you can find the link in the description as well. Yeah, it can be super helpful. Yeah, I can't live on a boat, man. I get motion sickness, man. So like for me, I get motion sickness, bro. Also, we're gonna get ready to trade some futures today, guys. So we're gonna get ready to trade some futures. Bear with me. Let me get all the charts up. A good week of trading futures here. Again, my goal is to build up a cushion. I talked about this in the short we posted last week. My goal is to build up a cushion of a couple thousand and then take swings. And if it brings us back to break even, then we'll kind of start that over again. I live in Arizona. Might be able to find a nice. Yeah, boats. I get sick, bro. That's my problem with boats, man. I get sick. Hmm. Dramamine patches, bro. They make you sleepy, dude. 30K to YouTube on a boat. 30K for a year of YouTubing on a boat. Nah, man. I couldn't do it. I'd get so sick doing it, man. It wouldn't be worth it. Microsoft is going to announce Microsoft announced the launch of its new Microsoft Dynamic 365 Copilot, the launch of new AI features for Power Virtual Agents and AI Builder enabled by Azure. So that news just came out today. I mean, I don't know if what he has to say positive, man. I really don't know what positive things Powell's going to say. I hope he says some positive things. I mean, you got to understand, Powell wants the market to do well. I don't think Powell wants the market to fail. You know. All right, market is still dipping down some. I'm tempted to buy this dip, and I might buy a little bit in futures. See if we get a little pop up. We still got about 23 minutes before the market opens. See if that works, but we still got time. So we broke down a little bit. Just 2 contracts so far. Meta has been ripping up pretty big today as well. So Meta is actually up big. So yeah, Meta's up pretty big today. Up to 188 right now. Again, it's still a little bit too. It's to the point where I don't know if I like it, but all right, so we got a little bit of a bounce back here, somewhat of a small pop. We'll give it a little bit of time to bounce back. Try to be patient with it. Yeah, but I think they're related. Is what I think it is. So I think they're related. You know. So I think he doesn't want the market to go down because that's bad for his job. You know. All right, we got a little bit of a bounce. Try to be patient and wait to see what we get here, but a little bit of a bounce. All right, rejecting here again. I'm not going to sit on this one too long. Meta up about 70% the past 2-3 months. Yeah, it's too high up there for me too. Same thing with Netflix. Like I think Netflix is just too high up here as well. What do you think about getting the 408 pivot point today? I'm not sure. I think 408 is possible. We're at 405 right now. And I like this little pullback, but I don't know how much. It's all right, you know. Again, today's a slow day, kind of a pause before the storm. We got a lot of stuff dropping this week that'll be very relevant. Two days at least will be up, maybe. Want
Wonder if the numbers from Russia and China will affect the way the Fed behaves. Right now, their economies are stronger than others. At least that's what they was reported. Maybe. We'll see. Again, we're completely flat in our trade right now. But we're going to give it time to, yeah, we got Powell, Bostic, want 25. That's the case. Yeah, I think the likelihood of 25 is pretty high. So I think we're going to do 25 basis points. But I think there's like I said, there's a small chance we don't. Puts on SoFi. What's SoFi doing right now? It's been so long since I've seen SoFi as well. Again, we're right at 405 on the SPY. It's a whole dollar level. We're red on our trade, but yeah, SoFi's up a little bit. Let's see how I'm doing this week, man. I think I did pretty well last week, but again, it's a slow and steady grind here. Yeah, so we made money last week. We made money on the month. So definitely a slow grind for me here, but not bad. Like you can kind of see starting in mid-February, here's my graph. Starting in mid-February, we are up to about 736 here. So slow grind up, but that's okay. Yeah, but I made a bunch on Ford already, man. Like I see Ford up, but again, we covered Ford. Let me see where we got out. We covered Ford. There we go. Yeah, we got out of Ford at 1270. Our remaining, so it's up to 13, sure, but like I'm not gonna get super bummed out about the last 30 cents. I don't know if it's, you know, it was a good trade, you know, like we wrote it up from like 11s to all the way to 1270, so I'll take it. Good trade for sure. Google too, like Google, we wrote it up to 92.70s, almost 93s, and so yeah, it's up a little bit more since then. But I don't know if being upset about that was the right move, you know. So I actually really like the way I really like the way I handled this trade on Google here. If you look at my Google trade, you can kind of see like, let me put this up. So if you look at this Google trade, and again, this is pulled directly from Thinkorswim. You know, what's ironic is that we made money on it as it's trending down. You know, so it's like, again, you can kind of see this is Google here. So we start to add to Google down here, and then we rip up and we sell it literally right at the very top. Like, look, we got out literally right at the top. We waited for it to dip more because, again, we don't buy it when it's super strong. We buy it on pullbacks, and then we start to scale into Google here. And then, again, as it bounces, you can see we take some off there. We took the rest off there. So, you know, Google, I think we were really smart with it, and I think we're going to miss out on some moves. Like, we're not going to be able to hold everything in that way, you know, but I think the way we approached it was the right move, you know, and we missed out on a little bit more profit, but we made a decent amount of money from it, you know. All right, again, completely flat in this trade. Market opens up in 13 minutes. Creed 3's opening weekend was one of the best of all time for both franchises in sports film. Over 100 mil over the weekend. Yeah, one of the things that I realize is that like every time I call out a stock that I'm buying, I get people like hating on it. Not you, Marcus. I'm not talking about you at all. But it's like I bought Ford. People were like, "No, don't buy Ford. Ford's terrible." I bought Google. People were like, "Oh no, bro, don't buy Google." I bought Microsoft. People were like, "Oh no, don't buy Microsoft." And so it's like I made money on all of those. If we get another dip, I will buy some more too. But right now we're just too extended. So the stock market open is in 12 minutes right now, 5. It's the actual market hour. So right now the market's technically open for what's called pre-market. So it's kind of like half open, I guess is the best way to explain it. You could basically trade on Top Step almost all day. There's a 5-minute period after the closing bell where you can't trade, John, and they basically do that to make sure that they restrict you to only day trading. It's basically their way of making sure that you're only day trading and that you're not holding positions overnight, essentially, is what it is. And so I think there's like a 5-minute interval after the market closes where you can't trade, where you have to be flat, and then I think it opens back up like 5 minutes later. It might be longer than that. I would check with them. I never actually have to worry about it because I don't hold positions that long, but that's the reason they do it, is to make sure you can only day trade. Okay, maybe it's an hour long, so from 5 to 6 p.m. the futures market is closed. Definitely top 3, JT, my guy. Thank you, man. Then you say don't buy penny stocks, and everyone ye penny stocks. I'm not sure. What do you mean by that, Nicholas? Go with your gut as long as it's a blue chip. Yeah, 100%. That's what, like I said, blue chips are arguable. Penny stocks, I mean, again, most of the people are going to fail. Yeah, no worries, John. All good, man. 5 to 6. Okay, so yeah, it's an hour period after the close where you can't trade. I knew there was some specific cutoff time. Again, we're still pretty flat. Thoughts on the Dixie rebound to the highs? I don't know, to the highs, man. If the Dixie rebounded to the highs, that would mean the market is falling all the way back down. And I don't know if I believe that's going to happen. All right, 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. All right, so we did pop up a little bit. Again, we're green on the current trade. I don't know if I like it, but we're kind of green here. Or I don't know if I like I don't know if I trust it, I guess is the best way to put it, but we are kind of green. Let's see if it continues. Again, I wouldn't mind it pump it up a little bit. We got a nice little cushion over the last few days, but Again, shooting up a little bit more here. We still got about 8 minutes. And again, today's going to be a slow day because we just don't have much going on right now. There's no economic data. There's no earnings today. So it's just kind of slow. Casino has better odds than penny stocks. It depends. You know, like you could day trade penny stocks somewhat successfully if you're smart about it. But the problem is that most people who day trade penny stocks are new traders, and most new traders don't have discipline to cut their losses and move on. And so what happens is they end up buying them and sitting on them. And then they just kind of slowly go down, and then they turn into long-term investors and they start kind of hyping themselves up for it. Is kind of how it goes. And so the problem is like no new trader has risk management, and like they're going to sit on losing positions long-term a lot of the time. And so that's going to create investors who then start trying to justify their positions with due diligence, you know, where it's like you can't buy the penny stock due diligence. It's all nonsense, you know. We'll see, Import. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. But again, I'm pretty flat. I cut most of my swing trades last week. Yeah, I wish I would have held on to some of them. But like I cut most of them last week. Okay, so we are green in this. Let's see if I get out on the ask price with one contract here. We tap that level. But yeah, for sure, pawn. You hear Bruce. Bruce is almost certainly about to get fed. Bro, I'm honestly partly convinced that Bruce is a working dog. So like Bruce acts just like a working dog, more so than Rosie. I know like Rosie's AKC. All right, so there's the fill. So we got one fill up there. Yeah, I can hear Carol feeding him. But like I'm pretty sure Bruce is like a working dog, man. Bruce is so food motivated. My boy is so food motivated, man. He is just so amped up to freaking eat. Wait, what? No, dude. Oh my gosh, bro. What are the weirdest fills? They didn't give me any profit for that. I got filled literally on the ask price on that first one, and they gave me no profit. Weird. That's strange. Yeah, he's incredibly hyper. He's incredibly hyper, super food motivated, super sweet dog. Like he's a great dog, he really is. But he's incredibly food motivated. He's incredibly hyper. Like I bought a Nerf ball shooter. Like it shoots a Nerf ball, and I put two of them together and I shoot it for both the dogs, and both the dogs are they love it, right? But Bruce gets so excited to play that game that he like jumps up and tries to bite the shooter, you know? And so he, like I said, and he's a black German Shepherd. Hey, Rosie, baby, what are you doing in here right now? Oh, hey, baby girl. Oh, that's a baby girl. Come here. That's not for you. That's my baby Rosie. Hey, baby girl. That's just a good girl. Oh, thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. All right, out of here, baby. Out. Hey, out. Good girl. Good girl. All right, there she goes. She's out. Bruce is about 8 months, 7, 8 months. All right, guys, market's starting to bounce up a little bit here. Yeah, Bruce is a great dog though, but again, he's a black German Shepherd, and so I'm convinced that he comes from a working line, because I know sometimes like the Eastern European German Shepherds are black, or you know, and so yeah, I'm convinced that he's part of a working line somewhere. Yeah, he is super food motivated. So yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, guys. We got 3 minutes, team. 3 minutes until the market opens. All right, so we're slightly green on the day, not much. We're up a little bit from that last trade, but we're gonna get ready to trade a little bit more actively pretty soon. Apple pulling back to the VWAP here. We'll see if it bounces. Google just broke highs again. I should have stayed in that trade. Yeah, Bruce is cool. All right, guys, market opens up. I'm going to close this door because I can kind of hear them talking a little bit outside of this. So I'm going to close this door a little bit for them. So that like Rosie doesn't try to run in here again, you know. All right, guys, let's do this today. We'll see how it goes. I'm also going to put it in sub-only mode. I forgot to throw it in sub-only mode. All right, so we're going to hit sub-only mode, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Sub-only mode now. Yeah, Bruce is cool, man. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. All right, here's the bell. There's the opening bell. A little bit of a pop-up at the open so far. Finally getting a dip here. Google just broke highs. So maybe I should have stayed in Google, to be honest. All right, guys. So market started to move up. Apple back up a little bit today. So Apple's still moving back up. Look at Apple go. Market retracing a little bit here. I do like that pullback. We're going to buy this dip. Again, we retraced, hit the VWAP, and now we're starting to move back up. But depends on what Tesla does here. There's Apple. Apple looks like it's trying to fight back. Where's my other chart? There it is. I do think we might be a little extended on the upside now. It's one of the reasons I didn't take any swings today. We're going to cut that, and we're still break even on the day. Tesla just dumped down to 197s. See if we get some volume showing up first. All right, so up wicks and down wicks, kind of a strange open. Apple just broke highs here, so I'm going to buy this dip because I'm going to think Apple might rebound back up. We're going to take 3 contracts here and see if Apple does a reversal kind of move because Apple looks like it wants to rebound here. Tesla's really what's dragging the market down. We're going to take like a momentum kind of trade. Let's see if we get a follow through of Apple. We got a bounce back, but Apple kind of retraced here. So we got the bounce back we were looking for, and we're green here. All right, we're going to cut another. All right, we're out of most of the trade, and I'll go ahead and cut that here. So, yeah, that just got us really green. We're up about $30, so we made about 40 bucks there. So, again, the trade idea worked. Again, this is how we kind of watch other blue chips and use that to influence what we do on the S&P 500 trading. Yeah, Google looks very strong. did I monetize today? Okay, good. I was gonna say. All right, market testing highs. Tesla bouncing back a little bit. Apple just broke highs. So again, that trade worked, man. We talked about it again. We cut it maybe a little bit too soon, but that's okay. Yeah, got it a little early, but we called that one. Green action, so rolling up. Apple breaking highs. Might look for a little pullback now. We need a pullback before we take anything here, I think. Now we got a little dip. See if we get a little retracement and a big momentum pop up there. It looks like it wants to. Apple's trying though, but it's still taking a little bit longer than you'd want. All right, market looks like it's reversing. All right, let's see if it rips. It's trying to make a move up there. Got a little pop here. So we got that downwick pressure starting to form. Cup and handle like breakout. Starting to rip up over 405. So here, we'll see if we buy this little pullback now. We'll add to it and maybe like 3 or 4 contracts. All right, so there's 4 contracts now. We'll give it one more second. We'll cut it if it breaks down anymore. All right, starting to reverse. Let's see if it moves back up. I like the retracement candle. I think that looks good, but sometimes these can be a little bit unpredictable. Apple's what should be dragging this thing up some. So let's see if Apple pulls the market back up some, but it doesn't look like it is so far. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut it. It's right at that level where we're close, but it keeps retracing back up. So, okay, we're still in it. Almost cut it. Again, we're looking for Apple to see what it does here. Started to move up. Still got a pretty long ways ahead of break even, though. We're going to have our hand over the cover button in case it retraces fast. Like that. We're going to cut it. It might move right back up, but I'm going to get out on that one. It looks like it was the right move. So we called that one just based off of the price action. We got out right in time for that one. Tesla breaking down here. So Tesla's really kind of what's dragging the market down. If you want to know what's negatively influencing the market like that, it's Tesla. It's pulling the market back down some. Apple's still very strong on the day, though. All right, markets pull it all the way back down. We get a little down wick, we will buy into this too. All right, so there's the down wick. All right, there we go. So we bought into the down wick here. See if we can add it and establish a larger position. There we go. We bounced right at where we pulled back before on the SPY. And so you can kind of see we bounced right here. Right where we pulled out before, right there. So starting to move back up. All right, green again here. I'm gonna wait. See if we get up a little bit more here. I wanted larger size. All right, we'll put out. All right, so we just got filled on one of those orders. We got filled on the ask price. We're gonna let the list. We're gonna look for a pullback in the next one here. Apple looks like it wants to break highs again though. Apple now retracing back down. There we go. Nice little rip. We were good on that one. We pulled back a little bit now. Apple looks strong here. There we go. All right, so we just cut a little bit more. We were trading the regular E-mini just now as well, so we got out of both of those here. So you kind of see like a little bit of a wick day, but we are now up about 140 here. And we got a cushion, which is best. Like that's what we wanted, was a cushion. And we saw Apple starting to get close to that high of the day level. Tesla started to bounce up a little bit now too. So all right, so now we're flat. We're looking at another pullback. Maybe I'll buy into this, but I like that down wick here. So we'll take 3 contracts based off of that down wick action. But nicely green on the day already, so if it doesn't go my way, it doesn't matter too much. There we go. Down wick action looks strong here. Again, we'll see if we move up a little bit. I really like this to the point where I almost might add a little bit more to it, but I think it's unnecessary at this point. There we go. We just took most of that off. We got 1 contract here. We'll go and get out the rest there. All right, so we're now up about 170 on the day. 170. SPY pull it back, but Apple is still riding up here. So we got a cushion now. Riding up the upward trend. Tesla is what I'm watching too. We're gonna see if Tesla bounces back here. Yeah, Zool's ripping up breaking highs. Big retracement just now. We're gonna buy the retracement and see if we get a rebound back up from this. Sometimes these retracements can be a bad sign though. But I'm looking at the momentum of Apple and using that to influence the trade. So we got 2 contracts. We might add a little bit more if we do pull back. If not, we'll just accept the 2 and see what happens here. All right, so there's a pop. Like I said, we do retrace some of those, but nothing yet. Very close to cutting this one now. We're actually pretty break even, but I don't like the fact that it didn't immediately rebound. And I think with these, we need an immediate rebound. Yeah, we're going to get out there. I like to see an immediate rebound on these. And so, yeah, and there's the breakdown. So this is kind of one of the ways, like, if it does a rebound immediately, I can get out pretty flat on this and avoid some losses sometimes. And maybe this looks better now. That retracement looks better, but we'll see. I see Apple moving back up. So there's 4 contracts into this one. And we're taking larger size because we have a cushion at this point. So there we go. All right, up to the top of the range. All right, so we just got filled half of that. So we took half the size off. We use market orders on the rest. 1 contract left, and we'll just cut that. I don't know if it takes commissions off, but it just said I was up 170 or so. Now it only says I'm up 130. So I don't know if it took commissions off or how that works, but now it says I'm up 126, which maybe is commissions. My win-loss ratio is 3.67 to 1. So it just broke highs again. I'm going to wait, but yeah, Tesla started to rebound back. AZUL pity stock is running up. Finally getting a decent pullback now. We'll wait now. Bybit partnering with MasterCard. Big reversal here. Let me see if some news came out that's affecting this. I don't think so, but Johnson & Johnson had some positive trial results that came out, but I don't see any other news that's influencing the market like this. I think it's just profit taking. Or it's Tesla selling off here. I'm not sure. Again, we got a little cushion on the day. Part of me wants to buy this dip, but we're right around the volume weighted average price for the SPY. And so there might be some, like, I'm going to take 1 contract, 1 of the regular E-mini. And if we break down, it's fine. But just in case we bounce with the VWAP and we come back up to the top of the range, which I think is a low probability trade, I'm going to take 1 contract here. If we start to break down, I will short the market. And it looks like Apple is starting to turn right now as we say this. But again, we're going to take one contract here just in case we range this, where we come back up to the top of the range. But again, it's kind of a low probability, but decent reward relative to the risk trade, if that makes sense. So, and yeah, I think I'm going to cut this just because I see Apple starting to really turn here. So I'm actually going to pivot and short the market right now. And maybe I'm wrong here, but we got a cushion on the day. Apple looks incredibly weak. And it's starting to test the bottom of the range. Watch my original trade be the better one. We might add up to 2 more here, just because I see Apple starting to really break. Fix my average a little bit. Use the cushion of profit we already have on the day to take a little bit larger risk. All right, flat right now. 3 contracts. We'll add 1 more, but we're going to wait to see if we rebound some more to add it. All right, there's Apple with the big breakdown. Testing lows of the day for Apple now. Again, I might be wrong, but Apple influences the market heavily, and Apple's starting to really break down. That's why I'm doing this. You know, outside of other technical things, you know, that's the reason I'm taking this short right now. Apple just broke all the way down to the 200 EMA. Again, so we're flat right now, and there's a little bit of a bounce, but a quick retracement. But yeah, y'all might be right. Maybe we are going to get a bounce, but... And there's the flush back down. Weird price action, man. And there's the flush. Did some economic data come out? Tesla bounced at the lows. All right, so we're flat on this trade currently here. I don't know what to think. I guess it depends on what Apple does at this 200 EMA level. Yeah, we're going to cut it. So y'all might have been right. Maybe we did get a bounce there. I probably should have stayed with my old VWAP trade. Apple bounced all the way at the 200 EMA. And so maybe we should have stayed with my old VWAP trade. Was it factory orders coming out today, man? Did I miss that? Oh, dude, I did, man. That's my fault completely. Yeah, my bad, guys. Here, let me... we're still great on the day. I mean, like I said, we're up 100-something before that trade where we lost like 30 or 40, I think. But yeah, let me get ready to cover the factory orders. So yeah, we got factory orders and durable good data. All right, there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna get ready to cover that economic data that we usually cover here. There we go. Yeah, so I should have taken that one E-mini trade. My original trade was right. Yeah, Powell talk. Hey, what's up, Ollie? Yeah, all good, man. What's up, dude? Yeah, so here's about P&L of the day. We've been mostly accurate here. So green day, our P&L ratio is about a 2.2 to 1 ratio. So we've been mostly accurate, mostly green. We lost a little bit there where we're still up almost 100 on the day, but the market rebounded big here on that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do 50 basis points. But yeah, right now what we're getting is the market's flat currently. All right, so we'll see if we buy a little pullback, but you kind of see where we're ranging right now. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. I would say the bottom's here. There's a few different bottoms you could look at. Here's two of them. So we're too close to the top of the range. We'll see what we get. We're green on the day, but maybe we start to rip back up. And again, guys, what we're trading today is a platform called TopStep. TopStep is a funded account program for futures. And so if you want to day trade the market, guys, but you don't want to take on a lot of risk and you want to really test yourself, but you don't want to just base paper trade, check out TopStep. TopStep is in the futures market, right? So the futures market is what you see me trading. This is the S&P 500. And you can day trade futures with no restrictions. Day trading the S&P 500 with no PDT restrictions. You can day trade and short in futures without being restricted by the PDT rule. And TopStep funds you in that market. So what they do is they test you. They test your profitability, and just the test builds your skill. It genuinely does. I'm a sponsor. I'm one of their I'm one of their sponsored traders, and so they sponsor me and they pay me money. And so I'm certainly biased in their favor. But like, genuinely listen to how useful this could be. Okay, most new traders are going to lose. Most new day traders, especially. What TopStep allows you to do is TopStep allows you to test your skill in futures without taking on a lot of risk. They give you a demo, and if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules, they fund you. Hey, buddy. Love you, man. You having a good day? You going to school? All right, bud. Love you, man. Have a good day, buddy.
If we threw the football inside or like throw the baseball inside, it would take with the wind. If we throw the football or the baseball.
Once you get home?
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Have a good day at school, buddy. Love you. But yeah, so point is, TopStep tests your skill, right? It's a unique way to test your skill without taking on a lot of risk. Like, most trading is about learning how to perform under pressure. And what TopStep does is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo and follow the rest of their rules, so they're testing your profitability, then they fund you between $50,000 to $150,000 with a 90% split. And this is the most legit futures funded program in the world. They've got a lot of copycats, but like, they've been around for over a decade. They're kind of who everybody else copies off of. But most people are going to lose this challenge because most day traders lose money. But that's the point, is that it's a lot cheaper to lose this on TopStep than it is to put up the money yourself and lose that. It's a lot cheaper to try TopStep out. You still have some pressure. And so it's not just base paper trading, because you have some pressure on you to succeed, but it's not the full risk that you're taking with putting up money. And so I think that's a very unique and useful thing for traders, especially when you're first getting started. I wish I would have known about this when I first got started, because it would have just saved me money, in all honesty. But yeah, if you want to check them out, here is the link. Great way to help support the channel. But yeah, great way to help support the channel. There's the TopStep link. Check them out. Again, market's pulling back right now, kind of choppy at this point. Yeah, my son asked me if we can play video games if we play catch today. I told him I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I let him play video games if he plays baseball with me today? I don't know. JD, yeah. Tesla just broke lows of the day, dragging the market back down. It's not a bribe. It's just like he needs to, sports are good for him. He needs to go outside. So I don't care what he plays. He can play baseball. He can play football. He can do whatever. But as long as he goes outside with me and does something instead of just sitting inside playing video games, you know. Reasonable, yeah. Yeah, time with your kids are great. That's right. We try. Market's bouncing back a little bit, guys. We'll see if we continue, but yeah, it's a slow day right now. It really is. It's a slow day for me. Tomorrow will be more exciting for sure. All right, market's starting to test back up there. Apple over VWAP here. Again, very neutral day. All right, getting a little pullback. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the news here, team. So here's the durable good orders. So the durable good orders came in at, bear with me, guys. I'm a little bit late on this one. My bad, team. All right, so the durable good orders came in at minus 1.6% for factory orders, minus 1.6 versus minus 1.8% expected. So minus 1.6% versus minus 1.8% expected here. So more positive than expected for factory orders, which is probably going to be interpreted as a negative because of inflationary problems. But again, minus 1.6% is what the factory order showed up as, minus 1.6%. And so here's that data on screen. Such a choppy day, though, guys. Tesla breaking lows. Yeah, for sure. Market's bouncing up. I'm going to go ahead and close it down, guys. I just don't see much of an edge today right now. Mostly choppy market. Unless you're going to range trade this, I just don't think it's useful. And again, that's we don't have to day trade actively every day. But with that said, guys, good luck. I love you all. Y'all be safe. Check out Top Step. Again, if you want to test your skill, no PDT and futures trading. You can day trade short. Top Step is a funded account program that tests your skill. And if you pass their testing, you turn into a proprietary trader, taking 90% of the profit. So if they fund you, if you pass their testing and they fund you, and then you take the funded account and you make 50K, you get to keep I'm sorry, man, I'm running a blank. If you take that, if you make 20K, you keep 18K. If you make 50K, you keep 46K, because they are funding you that money. They keep 10%, you keep 90%. And so again, very, very useful, guys. Check them out. Great way to test your skill as a trader. Again, I'll post the link one more time. Good luck, guys. Love you all. Y'all be good. Again, we're green on the day. It's just choppy and neutral right now. So I just don't see much of a big edge right now in the market. So it's just kind of choppy and neutral. Also, guys, again, check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that ultimately allows you to get custom trading view indicators. The Market Oracle is mostly what I use here. So if I pull this up, you can kind of see they give you custom reversal signals, custom reversal scripts, a bunch of really cool stuff here. Let me find this. So like, look at all this stuff. And so again, look at today's one reversal indicator. So look at the range support that they show you. They show you range support, range resistance. They label it from top 10. So the dotted one is the strongest support or resistance level. And you can see we bounced directly off of that. Look at the one reversal indicator they gave you this morning. So they don't do it all the time. They're selective with it. But look at the reversal up signal. Look, reversal up right down here, bounce for the next, what has this been? This has been like 45 minutes since then. And this is just a small percentage. They also show you chart patterns. It's so cheap. They show you candlestick indicators. It's $35 a month right now, guys. You can find the link to this in the description. I love you all. Y'all be good. Have a good day, guys. Remember, stay safe in these markets. Market's choppy right now and my break highs. We'll see what happens. But yeah, good luck. Y'all be good. We'll see you guys later.